What's good? What's poppin', everyone? We got some Granblue action here in beautiful Orlando, Florida. We got CEO 2025 coming at you, and all these competitors are so excited to bring you that action, and so are we. Oh man, look at the beautiful Rosen Creek taking place live here, once again, beautiful Orlando, Florida. And who better to bring you that action than myself, Jatsu, and the homie Zero. How we doing?
Dude, I'm doing fantastic. First and foremost, yes, the audio was played out in the parking lot. They all could hear us. There are golfers out there. We ruined a few birdies just for that drone shot. It was a spectacular choice of production dollars to be spent in this glorious room, in this glorious ring of destiny, as these Skyfarers fight for those last few gold qualifier points out here online in this top 8.
And I hope you guys are excited for that action. If you guys are hyped for this Granblue top 8, make some noise!
Oh, they are ready. They are ready, primed, and look, I've been seeing a ton of Granblue cosplayers out here this weekend, so thank you so very much for your support of Granblue Fantasy versus Rising. But let's introduce some of our competitors out here. Let's take a look at the top 8 qualifiers that are here at CEO number 15. To top it all off, we have Zane versus Real Ice on the winner's side, and then of course, in a stunning appearance and performance, CharCharRealSmooth up against BEPaw, though, so another tall order as we continue to approach the next round of the matches here. And then, of course, loser side, Jatsu.
Yep, bringing up the rear guard, of course, we got Sharkz versus BlueSkyGuyBSG himself. And over on the other side of losers, we got paid actor Giri Alpaca versus Ryazo.
Yeah, so a very interesting lineup. I wouldn't have pegged Ryazo or BlueSkyGuy on the loser side of this bracket here, but honestly, the performance from BSG this weekend, and especially backed with this new Vaseraga tech out here,
yes,
we can expect a very stunning top 8. But you know what? I need like at least some sort of additional sauce. I need some help, JT, because I have Khalil over here staring at me like I'm supposed to do something better. And what better performance could I expect than having Lennox, our MC tonight, here for some Granblue top 8. Who's up first, my man?
Yo, what's good, CEO? First up, you've seen him at Combo Breaker. You've seen him at Frosty Foul Sticks. Give it up for Zane!
I can't believe it. Tom Cruise, really?
What a stoic face with that mudkip, dog.
I thought that was Zippy the whole time. Remember when Zippy looked like Tom Cruise at Frosty's?
Said when? Has he changed that much? I mean, he's a growing young lad, I guess.
He's definitely hit a growth spurt here, obviously. But Zane, let's get some props to Zane out here with the mudkip as we sit down, get ready, hyped up. But Lennox, who's Zane going up against? I forgot already.
Yo, we have an OG in the house. You might remember this cat from the early days of Vanilla Granblue, the Zeta master. We got Real Ice!
Real Ice gonna realize that this is the new skill, the new era of Granblue. We're talking a veteran of the series out here now, entering the ring against the new blood of Zane.
They were calling this character Potential Woman for too long, Zero. Now she's coming in on the winner's side. As a Zeta main myself, I got some pride on the line here.
It's so interesting. They nerf your character and suddenly you make top 8. That's weird, huh?
You know,
it's
sometimes
really
you got to take away the slop.
That's what it was. Oh,
the
slop,
true skill to arise to the top.
So you do admit that you're fuzzy with slop. I see.
When I was like high-lowing people and being safe on it, yeah, I think some of those wins may have gone a little bit undeserved.
Well, Real Ice out here representing a classic character, a classic competitor, but it's a new era in this Grimnir. Coming from Zane, I mean, someone who was originally a fuzzy extraordinaire, really trying to show Zeta how to put in the work, but now we're on even playing field for both sides here. We do have some seal shenanigans that we're probably going to see a few kisses from a rose for that corner presence from Zane.
Yeah, so we do still have a fuzzy available for Zeta, right? They didn't want to completely take it away from her, but you can't confirm it, right? You have to fully commit and autopilot into the JUJL. If you go into the J22U and they end up blocking it, you are going to be punishable. So it is a little bit scary to try and leverage. So I'm assuming we're going to be seeing a lot more empty low, strike throw shenanigans coming out from these, 2-2U knockdown shenanigans. But I would not imagine we see too many big differences in how Zane plays from the last time we saw him, with an incredible performance at Combo Breaker, right? You set H-Fireball, you set the seals, and all of a sudden Zeta's like, all right, how am I going to bring you back down to earth?
And of course, we do have those routes available here to get the extra refund if we end up going for the ult version of seals. Zane has really mastered that corner presence of the character. And look, probably feeling really hungry after that combo breaker performance. We can all be honest about it, right? Certainly expecting higher positioning here and already starting off very strong on the winner side of things. This path, though, certainly not going to be easy. We'll see how it all breaks down as we get up against Real Ice. And I'm definitely curious, right? Because so few veterans are here at this top 8 level, right? Where I want to see how far Real Ice is going. I mean, the last veteran has made that performance, right? Have been Monarch, right? Being that previous veteran. So look, we still got it out here. Us vanilla players still got it.
Yep. And I am curious how Zane is feeling specifically going into Zeta, right? Again, one of these characters that we called her potential woman earlier, but again, at the high level, we don't really see her super often, right? Kind of making it into these top cuts, but not necessarily a character you're expecting to see in a top 8. We think of Can of Spray, we think of Seika, we think of Bread, we think of Gandito, but how well are we going to be able to weather the storm here? Once again, it's our first match of Winner's Side Top 8, Real Ice versus Zane.
All right, let's hear it for our first game of Granblue Fantasy versus Rising. Believe in victory. Man, I love this crowd. Actually, you know what? I said Combo Breaker was my favorite. I think Orlando's now the favorite. You guys are killing it already.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Mid-Best, but
sticking to the Mid-Best, yeah?
Florida is stepping up the game.
All right. They're moving different with this new venue, Zero.
Sheesh, I am too. I don't have to leave. I don't have to go outside. They have ice cream here. You know they got ice cream?
They do have ice cream, yeah. I've been meaning to stop by. I might go after this top 8, but of course we got to lock in for these intros real quick. She called them comic relief, man. Me personally, that's like a 999 aura loss. I would just head down to losers immediately.
It's immediately. You know what? I was gonna be nice. Now I have to break your legs.
All right, round number 1 here. Got the bomber jacket Zeta as well. Shout out to the stream. Set up a couple beams to try and stop Zane from setting out the H fireball, but instead, off of the soft knockdown, we set the seals.
And you see that sweet spot that Real Ice is sitting in. Clearly someone who understands that matchup, waiting for the approach from Zane. Unused seals and trying to counter zone, which we had started off, trying to get Real Ice to commit to beam once again.
Yeah, that was a little scary. We got the box jump to go right behind Real Ice, but not going to get tricked up by the fake cross-up. All right, caught out here. Far Age, Psycho Crush with a deep run-in with a 2L.
All right, couple thrusts for east, or actually, excuse me, yeah, east side of the screen. BC out of the corner, and we use a little special sneaky for the opposite side.
Yeah, the nice little standing confirm from Real Ice there brought us to the corner, but Zane immediately escaping. You still got to be afraid of those seals and the damage we get off that SBA too.
Goodness, all right, at least got the tech. Nice little lead for Zane here.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, I like that option, right? Because U-Beam is something I was going to bring up as this option to try and go past the approach behind the H-Fireball. Didn't actually catch Zane that time, but it's one more thing to have to worry about. And again, these clean conversions off of the up spear. Woo! He's on the BC. There we go. 2-2U, and we still got a little more in the bank here on the combo conversion. First round to Real Ice.
Nice little cleanup right there, and beautiful Rhapsody to seal out that round.
Yeah, it's going to be a big tool that we have to think about our combo routing. Do we want to get a little bit of extra damage in our routes, or do we want to leave that parry available to try and bait out the Brave counter from Zane?
Absolutely. Oh, all right. Trying to maintain that position in the corner, but Zane does escape. Nice approach on the offense, denying some of the pressure. That should have been a run throw.
Up. Low tech.
Okay.
Here we go. L parry version, so we're able to get the full confirm. Didn't quite bring us to the corner, though. Caught off at the double dash.
Zane wall bounce here. Good conversion off the alt seal setup. And here's the mix. Stays high, and another high.
Here we go. Caught you with the throw bait. Now we're stuck in the corner, and we build up the 100 off this. We still have a Raging Strike in tow, but it should be enough straight into the super to tie things up.
All right. Good cleanup here from Zane to answer back in a much more controlled fashion than we did in that first round, but I think we're still getting the feel of the situation, and Zane brings it back under control.
Go. One round apiece. I like the use of the lasers we've been seeing to try and check some of these seal sets in mid-screen, but didn't fully believe in the spear, so lost a little bit of corner carry off it. It's fine. You still got the straight hit.
At the very least, this 5L, quite a threat.
Yeah, we still had one more seal, so kind of a brave match there from Real Ice to try and check Zane taking an extra turn.
jeez, wait a minute. That was scary here. No throw bait found.
Fuzzy matched too well. Didn't quite get punished for it, but did get thrown into the corner.
Okay. Oh! Yeah, opened up right here. A little bit of a counter hit for that one.
Yeah, might have been able to 2H that, but just not ready for the situation. We rarely see that whip special coming up from Zane. The double air stall with the double air dash, and we still have 2 more seals, but still the L parry challenges.
Does get the block here, able to recover the dash L just in the nick of time, but these bad techs are not good. But the parry here will survive one more sequence for Real Ice. Goes right into super. We're trying to catch up as best as we can. And this is going to be a great boon, right? That damage boost by stripping the 2 Brave points, but Real Ice cannot get touched.
Yeah, the Oki's a little bit awkward in this situation too. You get run up, you could save jump, but we had UDP, which could have been lethal. We didn't let it rock, but the EX Fireball does the job for game number 1.
Yeah, that was a tall order by that situation here. I mean, it was essentially just 1 fireball away for Zane to take that victory. I mean, we did all that we could, and then it was just going to be guessing scenario. Do I spot dodge here? Do I expect? I mean, we did see the immediate spot dodge after challenging, expecting a BC from Zane. Zane knows that they've instilled fear upon you because of the meter situation that you were in.
All right, set up the seals. Trying to challenge the fireballs with the projectile war spot dodge, but no punish there. Whiff on the parry.
Uh-oh. All right. A little bit of misinput there.
Yeah.
Spending a Brave point, which is pretty unfortunate.
Yeah, I was wondering if we were going to look for the 2H, maybe the up spear, but instead realized just waiting on the way back down, runs up for a throw bait, but Zane does not bite, spends the BC to escape.
All right, alt DP out. There we go, another. We're still pressing upon landing.
I'm Asher, JU routing, bring us to the corner. There we go, leave the cooldowns up, save them off the parry knee. Oh, but that's what I'm saying, right? The J22U, that wasn't a fuzzy setup, but still just looking for the overhead to try and catch Zane. Not enough time to try and, hit confirm it, so I had to put it all on the line.
Deep run on the seals here, owns the corner. Literally a touch away. You need a significant combo, Zane. You got the W.
Ooh. Okay, double JU.
Oh my goodness, same could be set for Real Ice. If we get the open, all right, so ult meter spend. All right, needs 1 more sequence.
Yeah, that's a really crucial drop in the JH. We lost a lot of corner carry there. Jumping over, didn't end up using the air stall.
Oh. Walked right into trouble on that one there.
Oh, got the Z dash going on there. Tried to catch you in the skies, but Real Ice knocked down another round.
Battle 2. Begin.
All right, battle of the fireballs. Clash with the H tornado.
Oh, good. Run up throw here, corner position, just a deep jump in. Waiting for the parry.
Ooh. Yeah, scary on the 2H, actually able to avoid with the spear because, I don't know, it looked like a super jump from Real Ice to avoid.
Oh my goodness, all right. Corner position should build up meter. Do we spend right now though? Okay, spends for ult.
Here we go. He's going for a little strike throw off of the jump and catches out the attempt to slide with the ultimate beam.
And honestly, a good ultimate spend here since we're already pretty well low on the gauge. And also, this combo with 50% meter. J2, I think we got a round here.
And these fuzzy matches on the 5Us not letting Zane get away with any tricky shenanigans. We built up the 100, but combo limit just barely came into play. We weren't sure if we would build up the 100, so didn't commit to the super, but now you give Zane 1 more chance to live.
Let's see here, single touch, nice spot dodge. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's the Sarah down.
Oh my goodness.
Laser because of the ultimate Psycho Crusher again. We whip the anti-air on the falling special.
A single step out of the corner, but the combo limit achieved.
Combo limit saved you, and it saves Real Ice too. 1 more touch, just looking for Chip.
Wolf looking for Chip. Stand for Real Ice.
Oh! You gotta be careful. You have those 2 follow-ups. You have to be looking at where your health is at. Once you have that green glow eliminated from the HP, you have to evade.
Well done. Believe in victory, said Real Ice. Believe in victory, and that is the mantra. Not enough meter to go for a Raging Chain, but at least got that corner.
All right, 5U just spaces us out a little bit, just ends up going for YOLO Spear, but yeah, didn't retreat in time.
Okay.
Ooh. Yeah, a little greedy with the 2M. I think we might have been able to punish with the 5L there, but still spaced out here off of the L Spear.
Right, heavy push for corner. Got the whirlwind, dash L again, 5H. Oh my goodness.
I caught old beam.
That's thinking with orbs right there. Okay, we block it, 2H. And you know what? I love the idea because that could have been that side swap to at least put you right back in the corner. Just a little low on that one.
Yeah, exactly. Parry into knee is one of those reaction checks that's so annoying against Zeta, but a player of Zane's caliber is not going to let you get away with it. We dropped the confirm earlier, but it's straight to SBA for game number 2.
All right, and of course, we are in a top 8 scenario. We are an ARC World Tour qualifier. That does mean we got a first to 3 top 8, y'all.
Staying stoic here at the rematch screen. Real Ice reconsidering the game plan.
Fire and darkness. Oh, it's beautiful. Please team up and spar with me someday.
I have never listened this far into an English Grimnir voice line.
Battle 1. Begin.
It's pretty good. I'll take it.
It's a good run. Good run.
That's what I'm saying.
All right, nice clash on beam.
Yeah, H Fireball for H Fireball, but ends up working so much in Zane's favor because of that lingering hitbox. Here we go. H Harvest is going to bring you over to the corner.
Ooh. All right, got a tap. Try to fight your way out of the corner with the EX Fireball. Jeez Louise.
Anti-air parry knee. Yeah, it was an awkward hit though, so maybe just not super sure about how we were going to hit the clash of the ultimate fireballs. It ends up working out in Zane's favor.
Yes, indeed, able to gain ground sooner than Zeta will be able to, but does get this throw. Side swap for corner.
A fuzzy mash 5L, no punish. We were still stalling in the sky. One more seal.
I think we were really waiting for this Brave counter here. That's why Zane gave a little bit of hesitation, but we're not going to find what the 5H should be around.
Yeah, you got SBA behind it. Might as well just go for the clean kill confirmed. Now Zane on set point.
I know the spear better than I know my own hand.
Okay, as we get into the second round here
Begin.
of game number 3, Zane looking very strong. Oh my lord!
Immediately ready for the air assault, just looking for the anti-air 2H. Lacking in horizontal, but definitely going to reach to the high skies.
All right, threatens with at least that tornado here, so no approach for Zeta, and box dash opens up Real Ice.
Yeah, I like the idea of standing in between those second seals, but a little bit too far back, caught up by the air dash, and now grabs into the corner. It's counter hit, so now you can confirm it to the ultimate spear.
Good belief in the reaching chain, just resets for positioning there.
Yeah, ends up getting the side swap for it off of the combo limit. That's not bad. Still fighting for dominance in the mid screen here. You're standing right on top of the seals, but I like the delay on the laser. We haven't seen that in any of these previous games.
I hate that threat, Zane. I hate it so much. You're sitting right on top of the seal. I know you're up to no good.
Yeah, just looking for TK air dash for a couple plus frames, but not ready for the spot dodge. And now that's Zane with the 3-0.
Goodness, Zane is setting themselves up for a beautiful position here in winners finals right now. 3-0 victory over Real Ice, who made a lot of great decisions, but I think when it came down to getting mixed by box dashes, that was probably what stood out as the, the finisher here for Real Ice. Guard button usage might have been able to help out with some of those scenarios, but also we got to give props to those snipes with those parries coming from Real Ice. Like, there were some great decisions to call out of those very tricky scenarios in the corner that Zane had just supreme offense in. That was really well done defensively, but Zane still relentless with those seal setups here. And you know that when Zane is in control, he's going to float right on top of that seal. It's like, I know you have to come to me. Like, come on, bro. What are you going to do?
I think it's exactly like you're saying. The parry usage was really good, and we only dropped like 1 out of 8 of those confirms, which can be pretty finicky, when you're trying to go for those air confirms into H Arvest as Zeta. But like you're saying, right, we were standing kind of close to where we want to be to, deal with some of these box dashes, but just a little bit too far back, so we were getting sniped by those, L jumps, and even some of the whiff specials into the, corner situations where we had an opportunity to anti-air 2H, but it was such a scramble situation you probably weren't used to that ended up giving Zane just a little bit more to work with in the corner.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of openings here, and things can get scrambly real fast once Grimnir gets pretty comfortable at setting up those seals. And try as you might to stabilize a Zeta with those parries. We're talking about a Dragon Ball FighterZ player out here as well. Like, we are used to some air dashing, and that is the strong suit of Zane on this Grimnir. We really get that cadence from him in this matchup. But, we got some fresh blood in this top 8, if I do say so myself.
That we do. I know we got one of Lennox's GOATs over here waiting in the wings for that winner's semis. I'm excited to see it. This is going to be, I think, an interesting matchup. I will, you guys can check on that bracket over at home at the start.gg before we give them their intros, but it's going to be, I don't know how else to describe it, but kind of animal control, right?
We got
a zoner versus a very wild type of player, a very, aggressive type of play style.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see how this breaks down, but honestly, I got to hear it from our own MC. Lennox, introduce our next competitor.
First time on the stage, we got the certified 5U enjoyer himself. It's gonna be CharCharRealSmooth!
Good Lord, I think we have CharChar fans out here.
I heard that one through the headphones. We've definitely got some fans over here for the Vira 5U enjoyer himself.
That is concentration incarnate here. CharChar's first top 8 appearance on a main stage like this. We've seen CharChar make top 8s in online brackets before, but this is a live appearance of the Vira extraordinaire.
Looking for the install, looking for the command grab, but we're also looking for his opponent who's going to be joining him on that player 2 side.
Yeah, actually, who's on the other side of this bracket here, Lennox? Who do we got?
Yo, we got one of your boys, actually, Zero.
My
From Chicago, Chicago's finest himself, the Ferry King. We got BEPaw!
Oh my goodness. Yo!
I was like, wait, that's not BEPaw.
Belial?
Speaking of 5U.
And calling out Ferry? What happened to the ears? Belial, give it back!
I'm all ears. And it's all smiles over here for BEPaw as he makes his entrance onto the stage.
A beautiful entrance, of course, and an excellent cosplay from both Belial and Ferry for making a wonderful intro. Yes, BEPaw steps into the ring of this winner's side top 8s.
And now that we got them both up on the stage, we can talk a little bit more about what this matchup is going to look like, right? Vira versus Ferry. Of course, Vira, her win con is getting into that install, right? Whether it's spending 100 and comboing into an SBA, maybe being a little wild with the reversals and doing the same thing, or looking for that 5U. But, BEPaw's been playing this game for a little bit now. I think 5U checks are, it's going to be hard to land a reaction check on this guy.
Yeah, it's so interesting how methodical BEPaw plays. And honestly, a clash of concepts between these two players, right? You have a full heart player in the side of CharChar, like very has a strong understanding of the game, but really plays with his own heart. And BEPaw, a very methodical and scientific player. I keep talking about how much labbing BEPaw does and how BEPaw thinks about each individual matchup going into the ring. So you're going to really see that come into fruition here in this match. Can you stop the onslaught that is CharChar with your own game plan here as we get into a button check? I know both players had actually entertained a little bit, as we all have, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Playing a bit of Galleon and, in conversations with BEPaw, kind of shied away from Galleon, just wasn't quite feeling the vibe, and we are back here with Ferry. And the same for CharChar. CharChar wanted to go all in, but as far as I've seen, every stream appearance, that's been Vira play all the way.
Yeah, exactly. Fun little story from this morning. So CharChar and I both had 10 a.m. pools, and if I'm not mistaken, I think his family was along for the ride and cheering him on. And it's funny. I want to say his dad went up to him and said, "Oh, you're playing up next, right? Do you want us to watch, or are you gonna, is that gonna make you nervous?" And I was like, CharChar, man, if you're fighting for this top 16, this top 8, that #1 crown, you got to get used to having a few spectators. I'm sure you'll be okay. He was like, "You're right." He looks over to his dad and he's like, "You're welcome to watch. I'll see you in the winner's side."
I bet his uncle today, actually. So
it might have been his uncle.
Okay, yeah. But, it honestly, you heard that crowd, right?
Yeah.
The crowd cheer for, I think y'all were cheering for CharChar. Am I right? Okay, we got a CharChar
Okay, we got
crowd.
the confirmation.
All right. But what about mid-best? I got to hear my love from mid-best. Come on now. Who's got it for BEPaw?
Okay. We got BEPaw fans in the crowd in spades too. Don't worry about it.
All right, thank goodness. I was worried I was in the wrong territory.
All right, button checking with the Metera. I know this is another character that BEPaw has played for a good amount of time, entertained as well, but would be surprised if we're not going with the old reliable on Ferry. We already have another Metera player in this top 8, so no need for the overlap in character specialties.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, it's quite an interesting spread of characters here.
Yeah.
And again, we're still having our loser-side matches that we're going to be able to look forward to. But in this matchup, both looking for a strong finish here. Again, Zane obviously looking to try to take the W, to try to get that run back here from Combo Breaker. And honestly, we're this much closer to a Paragon team kill. That's going to be insane if BEPaw can take it over CharChar, who has been on this insane tear. Watching these matches from CharChar this weekend thus far have been absolutely wonderful to see. I mean, you can really see that CharChar has locked in on their game plan in terms of offense, in terms of keeping the opponent guessing, especially the aggression. You can't stop CharChar at this point.
Exactly. we could possibly have a Paragon Winners Finals, but you got to make it past the man with his heart on his sleeve, CharChar, fighting to stay alive in the winner's side against Paragon's own BEPaw as we head into our other side of winners top 8.
All right, backs off, round start here. And GG is already on the playing field. Nice dash L, and a pretty deep run in here from CharChar to kick things off.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, we have far L as this really low committal stop sign from BEPaw, so even the bravery so early on to just run straight into it, BEPaw's like, all right, if you're going to go straight into the hitbox, I'll catch you with this ultimate whip.
You know, I have to say, though, fine call to commit to that run as GG takes off in the skies, but you got to be leery of the far-reaching normals from Ferry. You have to be prepped to spot dodge on the way in.
And you can't be too frisky with these Luminaria calls as well, right? You think you're safe at the full screen, you think you have something to approach behind, but she can reach you with that far H, with that far M as well.
Yes, indeed.
Round number 2. We saw a round start sweep, so I wonder what that was trying to counter poke from CharChar earlier. Maybe the 2U, like we saw from BEPaw, comes out a little bit earlier and ends up counter poking, but not going to work out this time. We're back up against the wall.
Ooh. Nice up off 5H, off the wall we go.
Yep, full charge on the M whip. Now we got the ultimate version for the corner knockdown. Set it with the GG, anti-air close M as well. Still not going to be the kill because we don't have 100 to ponder the orb. We get one more mix.
Ooh, already got the jump, and this time we're able to get the jump in started.
I'm going to be so for real with you, Zero. After getting anti-aired for 25% and having it be lethal, I really did not think we'd up forward twice in a row.
Again, CharChar,
Yep.
untrainable, right? Much like Charizard in Pokemon, Ash had such a difficult time trying to tame that Charizard and try to seize victory, but in the end, Charizard does come through in the clutch, but not for this round.
Yeah, we don't have Charizard, but we do have Vern, and we have the far L, even when that ultimate hula hoop doesn't quite reach the vacuum. Sometimes you just need one more hit off the whip to take game number 1.
Can't see Ferry's face, though.
I can't believe she's obstructed. Zero, I have a secret. I'm a Vern hater, to be honest with you.
Okay.
Like, I love BEPaw, I love Ferry, but every time I see these damn Vern weapon skins, man, I just get a little pissed off.
What is it about Vern? What bothers you? Is it
I don't know. His smug aura mocks me.
Smug aura?
You know?
And you're a Vakala enjoyer, huh?
He's too happy to be. Well, she's different, you know?
Oh,
She's
okay.
like
Totally different, but all right.
flirting versus smug harassment. But heading on into it, trying to harass with the far L, but just ends up getting caught up by Luminaria, right? Finally an opening for CharChar.
Oh, jeez. All right, what's up, dog?
Okay, no BEPaw to be seen just yet. CharChar staying a little bit more grounded, maybe conditioned by the... And as I say that, he super jumps.
There it is.
He's in. Oh!
Special
out.
here, but now back to the corner. Fadeaway jumper from BEPaw.
Yeah, I think Blade Counter isn't a bad choice there, but... All right, just going straight into the install says it's fine if I take a little bit of chip damage as long as I get my win con.
Almost had the full conversion. This time we're going to get it.
Ooh.
The GG setup. BEPaw thinking 12 steps ahead. Again, the methodical science of BEPaw. A couple spot dodges just in case you try to BC, but no opportunity for you there.
Exactly. We see the BEPaw summon. Oh, why wouldn't you just block on wake up? Of course, we're standing up thinking that it's going to be the unreactable overhead, but still able to find another round for BEPaw. All right, stand on business, stand on GG, but gets anti-aired.
All right, corner carry here. Hits that maximum combo limit.
Yep.
Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Too far, and thank goodness the whip did not come through.
Yeah, spot dodge is something you kind of have to show against Ferry to try and keep your turn or at least avoid being locked down by the whips, but once we have these delays, BEPaw getting that heavy counter hit start.
That is going to be whip punish there. Not a full approach challenge here. Against another character, maybe, but for Ferry, she has that safe Granblue zone to sit in without having to worry about that.
Exactly. We got the 2 hits of the auto combo. Let GG do the rest and pull up for the Raging Strike. BEPaw now up 2-0.
I mean, right call to make that forward approach, but at the same time, it's so positional dependent when you're trying to make that forward approach against Ferry, because some of those placements of GG is purposeful for you to put yourself in a bad position. If you get a little too anxious, you're going to get caught, just like we saw in that final sequence there as GG comes out.
Yeah.
To make that low interrupt potentially here, or even some of your further reaching normals.
You see that glare from BEPaw? Like mid-chug, he's like, wait, there's no way you're swapping to Wayne, right? Also, I'm terrified for the health of that water bottle. During ARC World Tour Finals, I swear I saw BEPaw chug like 300 liters, not even milliliters, just like straight up water bottles like from start to finish.
So you really are bought by big water bottle, huh?
I don't know, man. Like I just, you know, water bottles hit me up. I simply like to be hydrated. Yeah, heading out to the character select screen, just give yourself a little bit of time to think. Even if we're not swapping characters, just think, okay, what was working and why am I getting hit? How can I try and stop a little bit of that momentum as we head into our potential final game here, game number 3?
Yeah, I mean, again, though, a character like Ferry can be so frustrating to deal with when you can't get your game plan going. She can be very oppressive, and the way that BEPaw plays in such a preemptive way, my goodness, wait a minute, the far up?
Hold up.
Oh, whoa,
all right, YOLO
easy,
DP,
though.
all right. I don't know what the voices told you in character select, but you gotta, you know, turn down the volume mixer. It's not working out quite as you would like, but still a decent amount of space to work with here in the mid-screen.
Saw the commitment of the dash here, going for the far L, a great call here, and my goodness, try to get Luminaria out, not gonna work.
Yeah, BEPaw's been doing a really good job, I think, of checking. As soon as we see that EX glow of the Luminaria summon, just tagging you with the far H.
And the same principle applies, right? You see Luminaria come out, I make that forward approach because you can't do anything out of it there. Same does apply for CharChar, but again, you gotta watch positional, and what a finish from BEPaw. Great call out, great conversion with the Raging Chain.
Yeah, beautiful hit confirm into the ultimate hula hoop, right? Knew that, oh, okay, I don't want to give you 1 or 2 more chances to live. I'm going to go for the kill confirm when I have that 50. Worst case, it's on block and I'm, you know, plus anyway.
GG's right there. See, there's that forward approach, but BEPaw getting in that position for anti-air. Wasn't quite comfortable with it, though.
Yeah. Just barely. The tipper spacing with that 2U gets you a GG set and lets you walk up right on business. CM, we got the hula hoop. Why does she laugh like that?
Yeah, I'm glad you heard it. I thought I made it up.
It's a curious little soundbite, but a curious little spend on the ult skill. 2-1-4U for the low check, but BEPaw once again with the hula hoop. It's still not going to be the kill. Wait, oh, we just barely did build up 25 to find the Raging Chain.
Okay, backing off here. There's the anti-air commits with the What's Up Dog EX edition. That's a 3-0 victory for BEPaw. We have ourselves a Paragon Winners Finals.
There we go. BEPaw rising through the ranks to meet Zane on that winner's side as he sends CharChar down into losers with that 3-0, like you said.
It's still a strong showing. I see a whole posse going on. Wait a minute.
I'm interested if the stage is going to be able to hold up this whole squad going on right now. I see like a whole procession going backstage for BSG.
It is definitely a squad. Let's not spoil it quite yet here before we get into this. But, man, that is a squad. But still something to think about going into the loser side of things. We're not out of this quite yet on the side of CharChar.
Yes.
But even BEPaw, right, has another strong matchup ahead of them going up against Zane here. And that will be quite a fight to be seen because we're really going to have to try to work on some of these controlling the space, right? Sitting in that sweet spot like we kind of saw with like Real Ice a little bit there, trying to prevent some of the Gale dashes to come through, but that's still going to be very tricky to deal with. But that being said, CharChar will have a few moments to think about how to rise back up through loser side. I think we still got it here. Let's not get in our own head about it. Let's try to keep moving on because you still have one more set ahead of you at the very least.
Exactly. But those are our winner's side top 8. Speaking of that loser's side, we got to see this loser's side top 8. And who better to introduce these gamers? Let's see.
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be somebody available out here soon enough as we get folks ready because, of course, we have a splendid showcase of our competitors, and that's the beauty of CEO, right? We may not be in an arena anymore, but you know what? We still have the wrestling ring. One thing remains true, and that is the theme of CEO, and that's always something special, right? To get to see those intros, to get to see the players really showcase themselves and really get to have a good time. You made top 8. That's an insane achievement in and of itself.
Exactly.
With the amount of entrants that we had today. Upwards of 200 plus, if I'm not mistaken, just for Granblue Fantasy versus Rising alone. We broke the 5,000, which is the most entrants we've had at CEO. Y'all are having fun at CEO, right? I want to hear that. Y'all having fun? Okay.
Yeah, I think they're enjoying their time just a little bit, Zero.
Yeah, I think because you're enjoying it so much, you want to see our next top 8 set? All right, Lennox, I think they're ready for our next top 8 batch.
All right, you've seen this next player make Evo top 8 at Melty Blood Type Lumina. Please join me in welcoming paid actor.
Paid actor.
Oh, what we got on the phone?
What is this? Is that a tooth? Oh, it's a
What is a polar bear doing in CEO 2025?
You know, the ecosystem is in shambles.
That's what I'm saying. I would have thought it'd be a little bit too warm, but there we go. Warmed up here on Kiryu Alpaca. Good old paid actor pulling up with the Katalina.
Why did I think that was a tooth? It looked like a tooth, right?
I got a little scared there. I was like,
All right, who else do we got?
We have someone who is in the process of making one of the most incredible losers runs I've ever seen. We got Ryazo!
Ryazo once again in a top 8 with a couple medals here.
Is that a BB tag champion? Is that an Idol Showdown champion I see?
Hold on now. Yo, hold on now.
All right, might get a medal for OST choice on the walkout, I gotta say.
You know what? I don't mean to be biased, but Ryazo is from my state, so that's pretty bumping right there. I'd say that's a certified intro if I do say so myself. But yeah, paid actor up against Ryazo. Seen paid actors rise, and man, quite an appearance here as Ryazo still has a little bit of work to do. Of course, Ryazo is one of those globe-trotting ARC World Tour qualifying competitors, trying to make a name for themselves once again in this year's ARC World Tour.
Yeah, this is a battle of New Jersey versus Michigan, so shout out. You know, paid actor has had really good performances at WASD offlines,
Right.
which, if you guys know, the New York scene is stacked for Granblue, right? So being able to go toe-to-toe with some of the Titans there, who've been playing for quite some time, right? You know, Lennox brought it up in his intro as well. A lot of us know paid actor Kiri for, you know, stellar performances in some of the Melty Blood games, especially Type Lumina,
Yes.
but still able to bring some of those skills, some of those fundamentals over to Granblue and tore it up for a while on the Jita. But, you know, kind of was going back and forth between Jita and Cat, and with a little bit of, you know, Jita stocks on the decline. Of course, Cat still waiting in the wings here with incredible corner carry and great ways to try and wall 6 out. But might be a little scary, right? Because we also have pretty good counter pokes and ways of baiting out reactions from 6, whether it's empty-handed to the feint or, of course, the ult Rekka, something that we really can never count out.
Yeah, honestly, you can never count out on Ryazo either, simply because of how uncontrollable Ryazo can be sometimes. You think you are in control, you think you've conditioned Ryazo, and then suddenly, with the drop of a dime, Ryazo opens up with either that ult 6-call execution, even going for empty hand callouts, has made some insane parry calls. We've seen it throughout that pools run here. So we have to show a little bit of caution. Of course, Light Wall is certainly going to try to help out a little bit, especially when it comes down to BC interactions. And we could see if paid actor can tame the monster that can be Ryazo in this top 8.
Yeah. Let's see if we're going to be able to hold on. Again, far M, far H, just such really good spacing buttons. Like you mentioned, the 5U, if we're being a little bit too antsy with some Brave counters, you have the you know, way to try and call those out. You have that in the tool set. Let's see if we're going to be able to, you know, wrangle the aggression here of Ryazo.
Jeez, thrust round start here. Interesting.
Yep. All right, send it down with a double gate. A couple fireballs to keep you at bay. There we go. The slash on the 2M to stop the shadow step.
A great call. Run up fireball. It's interesting. We're doing these run up specials like this. Stopping.
That's what I'm saying, man. Paid actor so good at checking so many of these ways that Ryazo is trying to make his way back in. The ultimate Rekka goes block. That's 50 meter down the drain, but still able to find that back throw for it.
All right, BC does achieve 100 meter. Very close in resources on both sides as Ryazo slowly creeps in the life lead.
Here we go. Guard button jump, just waiting things out with an H gate.
Oh, side swap. Thought we could challenge here, but that stagger does leave a crumple opportunity for paid actor.
Yeah. Got the ultimate lariat link. You know, we're at death's door. We're one touch on both sides unless you drop the confirm. So might as well spend the meter while you have it. Guarantee the damage. We're just barely out of throw range. The chip of that BC puts you in lethal.
Raging Chain, and we do find success here. Good grab from Ryazo there off that Raging Chain to achieve victory for that first round.
Yep. Man, all the BP spent going into round number 2. How do you try and slow it down for paid actor here? All right, M-gate, but able to find the mash out. Ooh. Yeah, maybe a little bit late on trying to challenge the axe kick, not trying to let you get away with the free plus frames. But Ryazo with the neutral jump baits out the throw and finds a huge counter conversion here in the corner.
Jeez, yeah, look at this life lead that we have. 50% on the resources again, too. Empty hand set up. Tries to bait out at least a throw, maybe a DP, who knows? But paid actor is not going to bite.
Yeah, nothing found off of the feint, but off of the Rekka, we have a clean kill confirmed. The SBA for a quick game 1.
Yep. Hits hard, hits very hard. Yeah, and I'm curious here. Wondering why we're not really challenging on some of these Enchanted Lands attempts here.
Yeah.
Had to double check on like the frame. I'm like, I'm pretty sure you have buttons fast enough to be punished for some of these thrusts that do get blocked.
And we checked empty head with the far H. We run up and bait out the parry too. Paid actor quickly on the way to trying to tie this up. Mashes into the U parry.
Okay, backing off. 5U interaction, not going to get checked this time.
Yep. Okay, waited out off the 6-6L, just trying to scat out the Brave counter. Takes your turn back at least.
All right. Yeah, not committing to the 5U. That's a pretty good call. We know that paid actor is checking these.
All right, BCL once again down to a single diamond here for Ryazo. Paid actor, find a trade. All right, go for the L area, just trying to get to something. 6L goes under.
Oh, you said that 100%. At that life point, I will absolutely send that Raging Strike, clean it up. Has plenty of resources in the back pocket here just to finish the round.
You know, normally whip 6-6L into anti-air is slop, but when paid actor does it, it's finesse.
That's why they're a paid actor.
That's what I'm saying.
Professional.
Ooh, professional throw techer as well. Not even going for the button tech, just trying to stay alive in the mid-screen, but caught out here by the Rekka. Shadow step, no check.
No staggers, does get the gate going.
Yeah, plus frames off the axe kick.
Nice PC out of the corner here, finally. Done about 50% in chip alone.
Just staggering, trying to go for some deep dashes to catch out a fuzzy, but paid actor just waiting it out. The ultimate fireball to bring us to the corner.
Very good delay to get the light conversion.
Ooh,
Yikes.
There we go, looking for the EX flash of that fireball for an opportunity to ultimate empty hand. We step back and go for the 5U, but once again checked. We break the mask. Paid actor has you on life's death's door.
All right. No way. Quite the spot dodging, quite the throw. Paid actor answers back with a game of their own.
Yeah, while we're getting reaction checked a couple times, maybe on some, Rekka axe kicks versus plus frames, we are seeing that paid actor definitely has the game plan available. I know what I'm looking for when we see a particular blue flash, whether it's the empty hand or the ultimate Rekka.
Paid actor has been so consistent at calling out empty hands, or like you say, the Rekka 5U, just really reactionary. And maybe that is the melty fundamentals coming in, because those are some snap decisions you have to make in that game.
Yeah, you got a lot of moon skills to check, so seeing the curvature of the earth right now as we're trying to escape the corner. Okay, no cross up. Yeah, still caught out here by Ryazo.
Launch.
There we go. Even after the cinematic with a little extra damage, it's not quite enough to kill, but throw is lethal. Looking for an opportunity to brave counter, but delay isn't enough. There we go. All right, 2 more diamonds to your name. Bust out DP. Yeah, the run up close H, all the bravery in the world.
Staggering away here. One more break point spend. Gated Demons.
If damage is a factor, and just send it with the ultimate Rekka. Unless you are ready for the reversal, Super Ryazo just goes scot-free with the chip damage.
Big risk, but even bigger reward here.
All right. All right, walk it out. We found the L area. A little bit of space gained, but the counter hit Ryazo buys it right back.
Another thrust.
Yeah.
Let's get that throw for corner once again here. Ooh, deep jump in. No parry attempt to be found. No anti-air. Just kind of takes this hit.
Yeah.
Look at the damage, though.
Fuzzy Masher exposed with the counter hit. Baits out the BC. That's what you talked about at the top of the set, Zero. This light wall, hard calling out the brave counter.
I'm telling you, Katalina just be playing different in this patch.
Well, I'm saying, man, you give her focus attack, and, sometimes life is good. All right, we got the H gate. Just trying to bait out any reaction from bait actor, but still chilling over here at the full screen.
All right, nice stagger. There's the H. Back off.
There we go, the recall.
Whoa! Ryazo bringing out all the cards to play out in a strong contention here for at least the lead. 50% life lead here.
Yep. Ooh, you want to match so bad on the 5th 5L.
Oh, no.
Reset on a hit.
Oh, someone's defense is in shambles right now after a 5U teleport right through for the parry, and now into the throw bait after Gated Demons. I told you. I told all of you, Ryazo for some reason has a switch that goes like, you know what, you thought you were doing good, were you? Psych.
Sometimes you gotta hit them with a brain destroyer, man. It's the reset point, it's the slopportunity, whatever you want to call it. It got Ryazo a second game on the board.
So throw, backs off, max range on the 5H.
We go run up after the axe kick, trying to go for a deep delay meaty to try and bait out a fuzzy, but Paid Actor with a mash out.
Okay, 6 claws, still our turn with the light series. Chain.
Here we go, slashing on through with the Rekkas.
Nice setup here with the empty hand. Built up so much damage with that corner carry. And now we're even though on Brave points.
Yeah, looking for the low off of the triple attack. No throw baited. One more diamond to Kiri's name.
Crumple state. This should be enough.
Yep. Double fireball, just going to go for as much corner carry as we can before he hit that corner. Didn't even need the wall bounce zero.
Exactly. Yeah, once we go for those ults here, we got the crumple state. You're still grounded. We're not maximizing that combo limit yet.
Yep. Run it up. Big whiff on the 6XL, but it's chilling. Ryazo was already committed to the H fireball.
Oh, interesting. Could have taken a single step forward to go for anti-air there. Ooh, jump. It still finds a full conversion. I thought that would have been a little high, but nice cleanup here from Paid Actor.
Yeah, the fact we were able to find the punish, I guess Paid Actor just a little bit early to catch out the delay tech. Now Ryazo on throw point.
Oh, again? Back to back, these neutral jumps, and we are here 2-all in the set.
There we go. We heard Paid Actor just watching along the side say, no, it's been too many 3-0s. We had this whole time slot blocked out for Granblue. I'm going to make my money's worth.
Jeez, all right, got that uppercut. Nice shimmy.
Yeah, a little bit too far for the wall bounce off of the lariat, but still puts us in the corner. A perfect place for Ryazo to wake up with a far L.
And takes a moment here to wait for the ult 6 claw.
Ooh. There we go, a mash for a mash, and we got coast-to-coast corner carry coming up.
Yeah, maximum range. We didn't have enough meter to go for a second crumple state, but this will do. Ooh, nice little cross up here from Ryazo off the wall. This is a great way to strip a Brave point away here.
Yeah. Off of that awkward knockdown from the coast-to-coast from Paid Actor, we wanted to just down back, knows that, okay, if I want immediate 6XL, I'm not really going to have any tricky safe jab opportunities, but still gave Ryazo the turn to fight back, and now on set point.
All right, do or die, because this is loser's round. This might be it.
One more chance here for Paid Actor to try and make a name for themselves. No! Got out here by the M gate, the throw bait, and a full confirm from Ryazo.
Maximum combo limit, late tack, correct tack.
Yep. Go run up. Nice. Oh, but the walk back just barely out of range, so whiffs, but Ryazo with no punish. Woo!
Thrust off the wall. Doesn't build enough meter here, but we'll take that DP under all day. Tries to bait out. Oh, the 2M!
The check, the Granblue zone with the 2M stops the ultimate Rekka and extracts. We're going to final round.
This is it. This is for all the marbles. Paid Actor maybe advancing in this top 8, or Ryazo continuing the monstrous run here at CEO 15. Late tech.
Yeah. Does he mash with the plus frames? Oh no, but the misspacing on the H Lariat. There we go. Thrust is not going to find you the opportunity that you need. Ryazo has you up against the wall. One more throw.
Oh my goodness, trying to fake you out with the 5U, but Paid Actor doesn't fall for it. Big jumping cross up off the there it is, okay. Off the wall, SBA.
Guard button Doku, you get caught with the behind the back off of the JU. Now it's SBA time for Paid Actor.
All right, but watch out for this meter on wake up here.
Okay, not afraid of the parry, just checking with the 2L.
He's got that BC off the 6 claw. Small and very small life lead.
You know, Ryazo is feeling hesitant to try and bust out with the U-Rekka. Last time we got caught out with the 2M, but one more throw could be enough. Speaking of the throw, the ultimate empty hand. We still got a little bit more damage, but I think we don't have enough in the Brave points. We still need one more touch. Wait! Raging J does the job! Ryazo with that final hit seals the deal in final round. It's 3-2 to move on to the next round of loser's side.
On that Star GG profile, add mathematician to Ryazo's profile, please. Thank you. Mathematician extraordinaire to calculate just enough resources to close out for Victor. Are you kidding me? Combo limit, and all he had in the tank was a Raging Chain to finish the job.
I thought the scaling would save. I thought that the Raging Strike would trigger the combo limit, but of course, I forgot when we have that meter, even after combo limit is triggered, you still get that Raging Chain for that final hit if you happen to need it. But The YOLO empty hand in the corner. You bet your tournament life on the line. You're like, I want to spend 50 so bad, but the U parry's not going to do it.
That's it. That's a new type instinct right there. We felt the disturbance in the force. I heard the chime. I had to make the neutral jump. I knew the throw was coming. I saw my fate right before my very eyes, says Ryazo, and still takes fate into their own hands to advance in this loser side of top 8. But honestly, let's hear it for Paid Actor, folks. Let's give it up for Paid Actor finishing up in 7th.
They said he was just a multiplayer. They said he couldn't do it, but still a stellar top 8 finish over here at CEO 2025. That's the end of the run, but hey, that's how it goes. Ryazo stays alive just a little bit longer.
Yeah, Ryazo still a force to be reckoned with, of course. You know, making that ARC World Tour qualification last year and looking to do it once again this year. And again, with as many globe-trotting events as there are and as often as Ryazo has traveled, I can imagine that Ryazo's still going to try to get those primo points alongside us here. Of course, we do have Evo upcoming with a platinum qualifier, and then so much more to come in the future with a few more gold stops along the way. But yeah, this is going to be a pretty big year for competition, and things are getting a little desperate, of course, in terms of the state side. I know Boston Blue Beat's going to have one of their stops as well, so that's going to be another close one. You were talking about the East Coast competition. Yeah, that's a force to be reckoned. Honestly, historically, East Coast representation has been a pretty strong force to be reckoned with. But let's see what we got up next here. Lennox, let's take us to our next region of competitors.
This next player is about to enter his first ever top 8, the final Metera in the bracket. Please join me in welcoming Sharkz!
Now, let's not get it twisted. Wait. Wait.
That's so sick.
How many minions? The whole squad
There we
in
go.
there is Sharkz, taking everyone down with a shot. Wait. Oh, no.
Sharpshooter on the streets, the kiss of death. Send it with the butterfly, and the detonate does the job. The 3K is crazy.
I can't believe it. Yo, honestly. Yo, give it up for Sharkz on that intro. That was very creative. Oh, wait, there's more. Off the ring.
He ducked the lariat, he spot dodged.
Oh.
The 4K, he's one away from an ace, but there we go. On that player one side, of course, it's the Metera on the streets. It's Sharkz.
We're looking for the ace. Well, I mean, honestly, there's one more competitor that's about to enter into this ring here. Sharkz, let's not get it twisted. Maybe the first appearance for top 8, but no slouch of the Metera, but also going up against a behemoth in their own right. Who's up next, Lennox?
We got the crowd favorite. Y'all already know who this is. Give it up for the Vaseraga champion, BlueSkyGuy!
Wait, this poncho goes crazy.
Yo, we got the Clint Eastwood look.
We got the zippy stand in the background, too. Ooh.
Oh, give me my weapons. Let's go. No dab. That's insane.
Hand me my pouch
That's
zippy.
insane. It really be your own people,
It's
you
time
know?
to bring it home for the boy. I see that Blastoise, too. Damn, the Pokemon poncho.
I can't believe it. We're never going to forget this one.
He really got the cowboy hat. He said, if you guys didn't know I'm from Texas, now you do.
It really be your own people that really put you on the spot like that. That's insane.
He said, I got you your equipment, bro. I'm out of here.
We're going to have a conversation after this, Zippy. That was,
You didn't pay me to pretend we're homies. All right. So Sharkz versus BSG. I feel like every time I see this guy play, he's up against a zoner. Like, I just happen to be looking away for all the other, like, normal big body versus Shoto or big body versus, like, rushdown matchups. I finished Strive Comms for top 48 or 64. I emerge. Top 16 for Granblue is still going, and I see this guy duking it out with Elsa in a set of all time. Galleon versus Vaseraga is a matchup. I gotta say, if you guys have no idea what I'm talking about, you gotta go back into that top 16 VOD.
Yeah.
He already survived the Galleon, and now he has to go into another zoner in Sharkz' Metera. So I imagine not feeling too happy about that pathing.
man, this is just another walk in the park here for Blue Sky Guy, honestly. Just another day at the office because I've dealt with so many zoners at this point.
Exactly.
Every single top 8, they keep coming at me.
Yep.
I don't like it at this point, says BSG, and yeah, we'll see how this proceeds here up against Sharkz on this Metera. Of course, the multi-hitting off butterflies will try to do the best that they can to keep Vaseraga at bay. Certainly well equipped to do so, but with the changes to Vaseraga, there's so much more threat in the playing field, especially with how that Soul Forge works now.
Yeah, that far I'm looking like a demon button. I'm not going to lie to you. I saw the updated Vaseraga BNB like day 1, day 2. I was like, we're just going to give this character that? That's insane. But he also has one of the coolest Battle Pass skins in the game. I'm not going to lie, this suit of armor goes so hard.
Yo, it's the Oligon armor, right? Where are my Final Fantasy 14 players at? That's Oligon armor, right? Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah.
I thought so. I got those with my poetics.
As someone who has not entered the FF14 retirement home yet, I believe you. I'll take your word for it.
Looks just like it. I still have it on my glam.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. It's on my Paladin glam, you know, no big deal.
I see. Checking out the outfits, but of course we're checking out the buttons real quick before we head on into things. We got a very nice red versus blue going on. I'm a fan of the colors.
BSG leaning into it. Has the Blastoise, so must remain blue. Has the blue Xbox controller.
It's like a water type Vaseraga, yeah.
Right, yeah. Sharkz, though, not living up to namesake. I don't know of a red shark.
Like a magma shark. I'm trying to think of a Pokemon that fits that description.
You know, I feel like, was it the Hammerhead Street Shark? Like, they were brown, so brown's like a shade of red, right?
It's adjacent, yeah.
Okay.
I haven't looked at a Cuddler Wheel in a while, but I think you're right.
It's pretty close. It's within that range, so yeah, okay.
Look how menacing Vaseraga looks in the Smash art, and then look at the palette that BSG uses, man.
That's the hero, I'm telling you.
Me before and after my morning coffee.
Warrior of Light.
It's
right
true.
there.
We got to kill Chaos, man. We got to make our way out of losers, bro. It's going to be a long journey to try and make it to that grand finals, but we take it one step at a time. Once again, it's the other side of your loser side. Top 8 Sharkz versus Oni's own Blue Sky Guy.
Oh, so normally on paper,
Yep.
the Zoner does a very good job against this matchup.
Yeah.
But this is Vaseraga. We've seen Vaseraga surmount near impossible odds, especially when backed with the Soul Forge. We'll see if Metera has what it takes to keep Vaseraga away. Of course, those butterfly setups is certainly going to be imperative to do so. And at the rate of fire that Metera currently plays at,
Yeah.
it's certainly possible.
Her firing speed definitely leaves nothing
God.
to be
Oh,
desired,
God.
but definitely a big commit on the roll forward on round start. BSG just immediately rolling the dice here to try and get that Soul Forge up early.
Says you want one thing, and that's absolutely disgusting. I'll have none of it.
Exactly. Trying to go for the low arrow, but instead BSG just chunking away at the HP. I mean, in any other version, I'm thinking, man, this is a cognitive behavioral therapy matchup. It is a rough way for BSG to try and make his way in, but immediately this round is looking all BSG.
Jane, so how many times have you seen that super from Vaseraga?
Quite rarely, to be honest. He had extra meter, man. Normally, we're using that to get Soul Forge off you instead. We're using it for an ultimate tackle. He said, this meter's burning a hole in my pocket, man. I got to just spend it while I got it.
Just good lord. It's a different era out here. Nice jump, and yeah, this has been the one constant from Sharkz, the quick adjustment to make a call out for anti-air.
Yeah. It's really nice for Metera as well. Of course, the 2H, that 45 angle degree, but we have the 1H as well to hit right above the head. So I like that micro dash. Just check what BSG is looking for at the round start and not hard commit to the arrow.
So we get the ult command grab here.
Soul Forge is up. Still got a couple stacks left. Just ticking in the timer of the Soul Forge.
All right, dash age, nothing doing though. We're locked in this corner position. How does Sharkz solve this?
Looking for a spot dodge. No arrow to be seen. The scoop.
Jeez Louise.
Yeah, you Instinction still safe to the 6XL.
Draining away, and this should be enough, and it is. Blue Sky Guy with a very quick game one.
Yeah. A speed run, a clinical disassembly here from BSG. I mean, it is one of these matchups that on paper, exactly like you're saying, right? Metera has all the tools to try and keep Vaseraga at bay, but we make one mistake, and all of a sudden it feels so difficult to try and stop this near infinite cycle of getting that Soul Forge, getting the hit, and armoring our way through.
Exactly, that's the crux of it, right? You need those resources to really get Blue Sky Guy off of you.
Yeah.
Now that you have this corner ownership until suddenly Savage Rampage, you're in a better position. At the midstream, butterfly setup here.
Perfect. Yeah, these multi-hits are what you need to try and get around the armor of the Stomps, right? So BSG with the BC spends a diamond to try and get that 5U back up, but Sharkz perfectly content to trade it right back. Now we got another butterfly on the screen.
Yeah, you saw the quick 5H trying to make an interrupt against BSG.
Yep. Trying to stop the Stomps.
Couple 5Ls. Look at that, the multi-hit specials once again, just eating away at the armor.
Yep. We got the tackle. Ultimate arrow sets the butterfly again.
Look at this. The onslaught constantly chipping away. It's not a significant amount of chip damage, but at the very least, you're denying Soul Forge build until now. Ooh.
Yeah, but now we're up against the corner again. That win con that we saw so early on in game number 1.
Let's set up here, good block. Oh, no!
Yeah, it's scary. We see the 50 and we're wondering, Sharkz, why are we not UDPing? We have to remember we have the infinite armor, that sight in the stone follow-up option from BSG if we want to hard call that out. Tried to go for the fadeaway arrow, but it does not work out. All right, swiping on through with the 2M. We find a straight hit with this EX low arrow. All right, send it with the 5H, but finds another tackle. BSG rapidly gaining ground.
What can we do here? Does get the EX arrow shot. Nice jump, great reaction.
All right, walk up behind the butterfly. Yeah, okay, finds a straight hit, but a little bit too far to pick up off the Zephyr.
Oh, nice backing off here, but it's the shoulder check, that chase down.
All right, send it with the 5H. Just putting up the wall between you and me. The butterfly doesn't actually need to hit. It just has to keep BSG at bay.
It's the presence.
Yes.
That's all it is, the threatening aura.
Merry Christmas. All right, stomping on through. Finds another grab. BSG with a 5U and a full charge on the tackle, too.
Yes, indeed, makes it. There's a 5L interrupt. Ooh, Soul Forge with the Instinction off the wall, and this should be a round. Ah, yes, it is. It's a round. You moved your hand, J2. I got scared.
And here I thought, I saw the U Instinction. I'm like, oh, man, we got the 5U. It's going to be a rough way to get it. Oh, wait, he's dead.
I was already ready to send it home. Like, he's dead. There's no way he's living. And then suddenly J2 reacts. I'm like,
goodbye forever,
mistake.
Sharkz. But we still got one more game here. Of course, it's first to 3 throughout this entire top 3. Or top 8, rather. But Sharkz, let's see if we can hold on strong and put a game on the board. The deep dash from BSG.
oh, whoa. Oh, no. Not your turn here.
Oh. Instinction.
Just look at the damage output already. Yeah, the tilt and tumble. The Fuselet special.
Yeah, the booty bump. There you go. One more throw might be lethal, at least the command grab version, but chipping away at the HP. Sharkz trying to bring this round back, but now on set point, 1 round away from being sent home at number 7.
I gotta live my life like Vaseraga. I'm gonna walk like that forever now.
I just think of the 17 blades TikTok every time. Stomping on the beach. We got these shark-infested waters. You're not trying to go home just yet. Sharkz with a great fall.
BC does get blocked. Nice run-up throw.
All right, butterfly going off screen. Scary, yeah, that low arrow not going to cover any ground. Now back throwing into the corner.
Yeah, generally, Sharkz is pretty well in control of the jump outs here, but not this one.
Yep. Ooh, not even going to go for the 5U, just pulling up for the full throw.
Yeah, BSG feels very comfortable right now. And Sharkz down back, just not sure what to do against BSG. One more throw, and that'll do here. BSG 3-0 victory on the loser side of this top 8.
Praying for any escape, but the thoughts go unanswered. Sharkz sent home at a respectable 7th place as we put the cowboy hat back on. It's time to go back to business.
Yo, the outlaw, the 6-shooter.
Yep. Fully loaded guns on that Soul Forge bar. So BSG, if he can make it out of the ring, is going to be headed on to the next round. No, he's got the cowboy hat's too tall, man.
Stop fighting against the assistants. You're getting assistants.
He's like fully encumbered, bro. He's not going to make it out the boss area. There we go. But once again, everybody, can we give it up for Sharkz? Again, a stellar performance, making it to this top 8, repping that Metera.
Yes, indeed. One more Metera representation down and out here, but still plenty more matches to come. I mean, a great show thus far. We got our entrances out of the way, and still some stellar performances ahead of us here. And it's been, you know, pretty exhilarating to watch all this back-to-back here. But of course, we still have folks to thank for letting us in this space and having a glorious time at Granblue Fantasy versus Rising. Don't go away. More CEO 15 will be back at you right after this. Welcome back, CEO number 15, baby. It's Granblue Fantasy versus Rising, and I gotta know. I gotta get a temp check. How y'all feeling out there, huh?
It looks like they kind of like Granblue, just a little bit, just a tiny bit.
Just a bit. You know what? You guys give me so much energy to hang out with all of you and enjoy this spectacular game. And in fact, I'm enjoying this top 8 with all of you, so thank you once again. Whether you are at home watching on the stream or here live with us or cheering on from abroad, wherever you may be, thank you for joining us on this sky-faring adventure throughout this top 8. And honestly, it's been quite the journey. Look at this bracket. We have a Paragon Winners Finals. Are you kidding me? Zane and BEPaw out here putting in the work in Winners Finals, and then of course that loses quarters. But the big surprise in turn of events here, CharChar still in this, but we'll have to face off against BlueSkyGuy, and then Real Ice versus Ryazo, which actually is going to be our next match.
Ooh, okay. So it's the battle of the Wild Six versus, I can't stop calling her Potential Woman, man. I mean, can we even call it that anymore? She's in the top 8. Real Ice tearing it up on a version of the character that I think a lot of folks would say is, you know, a little bit weaker without the fuzzy, you know, being safe, right? Having that block JUU situation. It's okay, you're either committing to it and potentially being, you know, -6 or -8 in someone's face, or you just go for the low and just run some strike throw off of a pretty solid knockdown, right? So let's see if we're going to see a lot of that. I don't think we really went for a lot of those setups. Again, high risk, potentially medium reward. And let's see how we're going to be dealing with the 6, right? Lots of reaction checks to look out for.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the name of the game here. We'll see if Real Ice can maintain that control, especially with, you know, like you said, being a little more safe, a little more cautious in a lot of our approaches here, and that's certainly going to be coming up in spades against Ryazo, especially against a player like Ryazo.
You know, I've actually never seen Ryazo rock the same palette in like 2 consecutive sets. I think they actually just like all of 6's like palette colors.
Got to change it up, you know, maybe match the mood.
It's true. Though as both a Zeta fan and a Crimson Bomber fan, I already know I've got a little bit of bias in my heart for this one, but let's see. Down here in the losers quarters side, once again, Real Ice versus Ryazo.
You know what, I gotta agree. This is the palette I used when I was playing Zeta.
It just works. Ooh, okay.
Oh, no.
Love the feint coming out from Ryazo, right? Knows that Real Ice, seeing those previous sets, has the reactions to try and hang, but, you know, baiting those same reactions in turn.
If you did it a 3rd time, you're absolutely evil, Ryazo, but Real Ice is going to have none of it. Quick 5L interaction.
Oh, no.
Conversion. Needed that wall bounce to work.
Yeah, 2M's not what you needed. When you're a little bit closer to the wall, you actually get a little bit less time to pick up with something. Might have needed a close L, but still, call it a reset. I don't know if that's what we wanted off of the HR vest, but still able to find the meaty counter hit, go straight into the super for round number 1.
Really well done here. Real Ice stealing back that first turn. It was looking very aggressive coming from Ryazo, but still remaining calm, cool, and collected for that victory.
Yeah, really good bait off the empty hand to start it out, but wasn't able to close it out, but still got so many more rounds left. Taking to the skies, trying to bait out something with a dive kick. Ooh. Okay, cross through. Ends up sticking out mid-screen. Ended up whiffing there. I think that actually would have caught because that was the L parry, right? The one that only catches mids and highs, but just a little bit too far here for Ryazo.
Look at that moment of pause there coming from Real Ice. As soon as empty hand comes out, said, I'm not approaching anymore. I need you to just do something with that.
Said, I'm chilling. I can play the keep away a little bit. It's fine to be pushed to the corner, but I would like to make my way out if I can. Just the L spear to buy a little bit of space.
Stagger. Ooh, couple knocks at the door. The big counter hit heavy.
Yep. Straight to the close age, catches out the delay, and of course we got that SBA to bring the BP right back.
I gotta say, if there's anything I learned from the movie centers, do not give permission to enter, and that was open permission if you try to go for that throw tech.
Exactly. This Vampire leaving you with barely any blood left in the tank, and the mash out on the light confirm is enough for Ryazo to tie things up.
I won't go down easily.
All right, round apiece. Change of scenery for the final round of this first game. Already pretty explosive. Ooh. Oh man, if that would have caught though, a little too far away.
Still ended up swinging into the parry. I actually don't know if we had a follow-up that would have reached at that range and still been fast enough. The L, of course, has a lot more range, but so much slower. Might have even given Ryazo a punish. So still running away with all that pressure.
Deep run up into throw, 5U interaction, not ready for another throw. And there's the challenge after the neutral jump.
There we go, the fuzzy 5L, just trying to make sure you're not getting away with any empty jump throw shenanigans. Now we got the safe jump. No parry shown from Ryazo.
Ooh, stagger, yeah, unsure how to open things up. Let's go for throw.
Here we go, throw into the run-up cross through. Oh, that was scary. I thought we were going to get a punish off the baited BC, but the bounce off of the F gate is not enough to find that punish.
2M. Couple checks as we walk away.
The bold walk forward, man. You're in Eureka range.
I mean, Ryazo understands the assignment that we are also within a troublesome situation. We get opened up. 2L deep run, and there it is. As I was saying, Ryazo understood we are one touch away from dying, just like Real Ice was, and it was about who was going to draw first at high noon.
Yep. Take 5 paces back as we head into game number 2. Immediately sends it with a dive kick. All right, no check on the shadow step, and no TP either, trying to stay at that Granblue zone, but still in range to get counter hit 5L.
A lot of great 5L callouts here from Real Ice. It's been a constant for them throughout this top 8.
Ooh, off of the feint, just going for the close L, maybe catching out a mash from Real Ice here, as again, we have a Raging Strike, we have the SBA, and it should be a clean kill confirm as we head straight into the super.
Jeez, you know, sometimes forget how much damage 6 does. I know I see it all the time. I'm like, nah, that's not going to do a lot of damage, right? And sure enough.
I see us get halfway through the combo, and I'm like, you know, I think you live with a sliver here. And then I realize we still have 2 more specials, 3 more auto attacks, and that cinematic to go through. I'm like, I'm sorry, I thought you would live. Wake up, Zane! The Masher? The Believer, the Amare Master. All right, send it with the H Fireball. Nothing baited from Real Ice, but a little bit too far to punish that leap.
Watch it. 6 Claw will catch you. Oh, no. Deep run to gate. For why, though?
But for what reason? All right, there we go. A feint once again. Goes for the empty low. Tapped on the toes. Ryazo is not going to have the 100 available, but we have all the specials in the world. One more Raging Strike does the job to tie it up. One apiece here. I'm hearing the crowd go wild for Ryazo, or maybe they just want to see this go to a Game 5. Maybe they're a Zeta fan in theory, but they just want to see as much Zeta content as possible.
It's a scream of frustration, like, why is my Zeta not winning?
Exactly, yeah. All right, finds the throw here.
She says life or death on the sweep, you betcha.
That's kind of crazy. I mean, you are kind of betting your life or your death on it, but there we go. Not quite going to build up the 100. Oh, never mind. Yeah, JU 2-2U routing. That gives you the refund off of the JU. I'm really not sure why to this day.
Well, it does at the very least try to challenge that 5L, but Ryazo taking extra distance off that 5U.
Yep. All right. 100 meter to your name. What are we going to do with it? Scary. I thought we were going to swing into that far H, but realize a much more patient man than I. Just run. All right, never mind. The deep run out of the corner.
Ooh, trying to sneak into BC, though. Staggers coming from Real Ice again. Big factor in opening up against Ryazo.
Yeah. Just a simple confirm into the super. You know it's going to be lethal. Don't be fancy with some Raging Chain nonsense. Real Ice up around. Okay, poke out with the 2M. Trying to catch a greedy little wrecker from the round start. Oh! I never see people go up on that second follow-up. Tricky for Ryazo here, but still fighting his way out through. Nice. Beautiful pickup off the counter hit.
1, 2, 3 off the wall. Does have super.
Yeah.
Yep,
We're expect to wait on the cooldowns and straight into the super.
Ooh, empty. Got the tech still. Ryazo in trouble. 6 Claw.
Yeah. All right, spent the meter for the Rekka. Still got another 50 in the bank. Careful of that empty hand. I'm afraid every time I see these lasers, but didn't get baited out by the dive kick. Good awareness of the air stall.
Took our time with that beam.
Yeah.
Watch it, the parry.
Oh! Beautiful reaction coming out from Real Ice. And I mean, we saw so many of those, reaction parries coming out in the winner's side. So ready for it as soon as we see that blue flash coming out from Ryazo. 2-1 right now. Ryazo can we tie it up once again?
No anti-air, but does get a little cross under.
Yeah, that was tricky. Not able to find a punish off of the close M.
And that was tricky spacing. I'm not quite sure if throw would have connected on either side.
Ooh. Here we go, sniped out. I thought we were walking back, so I wonder what we sniped on Real Ice's side, but Ryazo with a clean open with that U-Rekka has you up against the wall now.
All right, yep. You're dead meat.
Now that I understand what they're saying, I can't help but smirk a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Damn! Ooh, RL, the shoot me attempt, but no belief in the confirm. Just looking for the poke out, but no spear to be seen, so Ryazo just pulls up for another far H. One round closer to tying things back up.
Big jump install coming from Real Ice. Wasn't quite sure how to convert it, though, it looks like.
Yeah, again, another crucial drop on these grounded confirms, but still able to bring us over to the corner here. We got 2-2U just to run things down.
Nice. Yo, how do you block that scenario? Pretty up close.
Yep.
And Real Ice gets advantage.
Yeah, not quite going to kill him. You're a little bit far away from the SBA. Oh, behind the back, we walked out, got the reversal dive kick, and now we're reversing the momentum. Still needs 3 more good hits to try and even up the life lead, but the Master stays alive. Real Ice with a 5L challenge.
Okay, I was going to say, what compels you in this scenario to be like, yep, let's go alt empty hand right now. This is the time. I'm almost going to die. Let's do it. And it worked out, but still, good lord, Ryazo.
Arrow through with the dive kick, maybe just looking for the parry and just like that one frame of walking out, ended up swapping through. Worked out in your favor, but still set point Real Ice.
Anti-air, nice.
Yeah. It's an awkward hit to try and fully confirm. The delays on the up spears don't really make it super convenient, but hey, you put Ryazo in the corner. That's fine for spacing-wise.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, off the EX version, you get that full confirm. Ryazo trying to swing back out.
Off the wall.
Empty low. Ooh, there we go.
Good read, good read.
Yeah. You see that ultimate beam? It's just a little bit faster than the 2-2U knockdown. So a lot of times, off of the same setup, you empty low with the meaty. But Ryazo, not opened up, has seen that trick before.
We thrust back into the screen, tried to throw. Real Ice might be able to close it out, and we will. Holy smokes, Real Ice 3-1 over Ryazo, advancing on this loser side of top 8.
That throw bait stole my soul. We haven't seen run up into TK Spear in so long, but when the pressure was on and your back's up against the wall, of course you're trying to throw tech, but that is going to be the end of the run here for Ryazo, as of course Real Ice moves on to the next round.
Yes, indeed. Again, points on the line, but let's give it up for Ryazo again with another stellar performance here at Granblue Fantasy versus Rising.
There we go. Ryazo, like you mentioned, right, this Mr. Worldwide Traveler, I'm sure we'll be seeing him at event after event. We'll probably see him at EVO, Beach episode, et cetera, to make sure that we can get ourselves healthy on those points for this ARC World Tour Finals leaderboard.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, it does become more important to try to score those higher tier points, right, to try to get your best 3 or 2 finishes, depending upon the quality of event, to add to your score for placement in this ARC World Tour. It gets a little dicey depending upon where you're going, and yeah, you really got to make it count at an event like this, especially the gold events. That is key for U.S. competitors.
Get as many points as you can. Sometimes it's just about the consistency. Even if you can't take it home, just consistently placing, getting all of those points stacked up throughout the year, making it so that you don't have to do a mad dash, you know, in those last 2 or 3 months. You know, shout out Zane, shout out Elsa, doing that same kind of thing to, you know, make sure they get those qualifying points in last year's ARC World Tour Finals. You don't want to be stressing about those plane tickets like that.
Especially now, right? LCQ held in Seoul, South Korea. That is a big trip. Certainly these competitors could potentially make it. We've seen them qualify before, but dude, that is a long road ahead of us here. Still plenty of tournaments ahead of us in the ARC World Tour season. As we get into our next match in just a moment, if we want to take a look at this bracket here, it'll be CharChar up against BSG. Oh boy.
Yeah, and even during the break, right, I saw a little bit of CharChar and BEPaw having a conversation maybe about their set, maybe CharChar going, all right, BEPaw, what did you notice about my play that's getting me opened up? What are any tips you can give me against BlueSkyGuy?
Yes.
I saw BEPaw lean over, and I have no idea what was said, but the expression, I don't know, told quite the tale. I don't know if this is, you know, player kind of matchup stuff that CharChar is going to be going in with as far as knowledge goes, or if he's like, I don't know about your chances on this one, but we'll see how it plays out in practice here. Again, this is going to be the Vira versus the Vaseraga. Yeah,
again, a very intimidating force to go up against this Vaseraga here. Vira does have a few tricks up her sleeve to try to contest against Vaseraga. Again, Luminaria setups are going to be kind of key here, but at the range that you're really trying to send that out, Vaseraga is also within a prime position to kind of strike at you, especially with that far medium.
Yeah, exactly. At least in terms of multi-hits in Vira's kit, it's like you mentioned, Luminaria has one of those summons, but of course it's pretty slow, right? So if we're making our way across the screen, it's not something that's going to be really locking us down outside of, you know, knockdown setups. But we also kind of have some of these slashes, right? The multi-hits off the 236, which maybe we'll see a little bit of to try and check some of that armor.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the other factor here is that 5S. It is going to be key to try to keep down that armor against Vaseraga. You're really going to want to deny a lot of those opportunities from Vaseraga to get set up at a full screen position, and that is kind of the flaw of Vira, right? If she does get knocked at full screen, trying to close the gap against a character that builds resources at full screen is pretty troublesome for her.
Yeah, it's funny to think, right? Normally you're thinking the big body always wants to be directly on top of the opponent at all times, but when you're at full screen and, you know, a character like Vira, she does not present an immediate threat at that range, which means that if BSG, for example, gets a Brave counter or there's some like awkward trade that sends them both full screen, that is a free 5U and just so much more that you have to worry about on BSG's approach.
Yes. All right, buttons have been checked. The warm-up has begun, and we're about to get into this action here.
Yep.
And this, again, I mean, honestly, with earlier CharChar making that upset to get into this winner side of top 8 here, over Incendiate, so we'll see how this plays out. I mean, that potential is there.
Yeah, man, a Northeast team kill to make it into this top 8, and now Texas versus that Northeast once again as we wait for the character select. Just got to make sure all the tunes are good before you head on into things. He's like, wait, is this playing through my phone or my headphones? Hold on now. I'm not trying to play it for the venue. I'm damn well not trying to play it for CharChar. This is my lock-in song, not yours. Once again, we got that red versus blue going on here.
We sure do. CharChar with the red controller.
Right?
BSG with the blue.
Shout out Machinima. Sometimes I miss Halo too. But no shots are going to be fired over here by the Volcano. Of course, it's Vira versus Vaseraga once again for the other side of losers' quarters.
Oh my god, we're doing red versus blue. Well, you're gray. That's a shade of blue.
Something like that, yeah.
It looks like that.
I'm somewhere on the slider. And you're saying this. All right, 5U, just going to go right past the Luminaire. It's exactly like we said, right? Unless he's staying still and just, you know, playing patient for whatever reason that he would, Luminaire is not really going to be a big threat.
Oh, until now.
Yeah, there we go.
Ah, geez, blocked the PC though. All right, nice check. A big amount of damage on the side of CharChar here. And there it is. We tried to set Luminaria, but through. So what a call out. CharChar with the neutral jump. SSBA on the table. Just goes for the SBA though.
Yeah. Speaking of the throw, I was wondering what we were going to do there. You have the damage super, or you could go for the install, but instead sticking out of the what we normally think of as the win con to try and get some extra damage, but BSG should be able to finish the job in round 1.
Hard to say what you would have rather have gone for, because that extra damage is certainly viable, but also that extra maneuverability to continue the rest of the round would have been ideal for CharChar.
Right? We think of Grace View, right? The 5U where she ends up leaping into the sky. Not only giving her extra mobility, but that move in and of itself on the way up just has such a high clash level. But I don't know, maybe CharChar deciding it doesn't matter too much in the matchup. BSG just walking his way down to this West Coast corner.
All right, Savage Rampage here. Raging Chain. I think we can finish this out with the resources we have, and we do. BSG makes a strong case to advance on this winner's side here with our first game up.
Yeah, clinical kill from BSG. It straightens the action once more, up 1.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
You know, I saw a tweet recently that was like, if Vaseraga Far M was a functional button, this guy would be broken. Look at where we are now.
Interesting.
Tried to charge on through with the Far H, but nothing to be found, so we find a throw for CharChar.
Oh no, you ran into the clutches of Vaseraga?
Yep. Ooh!
Can't do that.
Yeah, we armor on through. Oh my god, wait, you have no BP left. This cinematic might just kill you.
You're good, you're good.
Ah, scaling be damned. Oh, but to confirm into the 5U, a couple style points with the Soul Forge.
All bark and no bite. Vaseraga.
Oh, neutral jump actually, just looking for the JM.
Holds on Luminaria here, try to challenge and resets it. Actually, no, we got the full grab, excuse me.
Yeah, exactly.
Correct myself.
Off of that counter hit, one other way to link into the 5U and get that win con install like we say. All right, 4 seconds clean, still the mash out from BSG.
Woo! Oh no. Yeah, wanted to go for the flurry of the 5S. Does get shut down by the jump in from BSG.
Oh, wait, how'd you end up on the other side? Ended up getting anti-aired for your troubles too. That close hit, just a huge start from CharChar.
Beam. Luminaria set up here to keep Vas locked down.
5U, Grace View, but finds you with that tackle. With the raging strike just a little bit too far. CharChar stays alive with a 100-meter, and this man walking menacingly. Send it with a 236U.
Are you just trying to lock this down for Chip? We're not there yet.
Oh no, because it was gapless to get that last hit. The ultimate extinction finds the kill for BSG.
Yeah.
It's 2-0.
Unfortunately, because we didn't leave a gap into the super, that doesn't mean we get the chip. So it's just pure defense for BSG. There's no forward approach coming from Vira either to try to get the unblockable scenario, so we can't close it out. I love the idea, though, because we already had Luminaria set up, so that was going to put you in the chip situation. Just need a frame later, a frame or two later to potentially send that out.
Exactly. We talked about this a little bit before at the top of the top 8. So you can tell when chip damage is going to kill you when your HP bar is no longer glowing green. When it is just a blank, empty slate, that's when if you block any of these specials that do chip damage, you are going to die. If you have a little sliver left, like BSG had there, if you don't put another gap before you put them down to that 1 HP, you still get a chance to live. So let's see it. One more chance here for CharChar. BSG once again up 2-0. 1 game away from sealing that loser semi spot.
Deep run up here to round start for CharChar, and counter hit does get the immediate install.
This is a really early install in the round here. I mean, CharChar,
whoa,
your round to lose. The 5U.
Yo, CharChar might have unlocked right now. Hold on.
Hold on now. Ooh.
All right. Everyone falls to a Savage Rampage once in a while.
Ooh.
Jesus.
Yeah, and we got the tackle too again. That Luminaire at full screen really just not doing too much in terms of keeping PSG locked down. Yeah, stay with your chest. Swiped out of the skies with the slight follow-up. Still not quite the kill, even with the 50, but one more is enough to run up ultimate command grab. BSG on set point.
This onslaught from Vaseraga, such a force to be reckoned with, and can CharChar find a way out of this?
All right, EX Extinction just looking for a fireball, but CharChar actually playing it a little bit more safe here on the round start.
Oh, not close enough for throw, Raging Chain.
Yeah, this character model deceiving. You thought you were within range, but that armor, unfortunately, not having a throw box.
Back off. Trying to set up Luminaria, but you are within range of the light ender of the walk.
Up. Okay, walking out with the L fireball, the jump in, but no full confirm. Swiped back into the corner. The ultimate instinction. This should be the kill for BSG. Another 3-0 to send CharChar home as we move on to losers semis.
Yeah, a very difficult task there for CharChar, and honestly, I gotta give it up for CharChar. Folks, let's make some noise for CharChar and their, quite honestly, best performance we've seen at a major from them. That is
Number
something to be
5.
proud of for sure right there. Like, honestly, number 5, like the points that we got off of this alone are pretty significant, but also that performance is nothing short of amazing here for CharChar. The level up that we've seen over the years for CharChar has been superb. I mean, honestly, a great showing here. And BSG still coming out strong. Going to be in that loser semis, of course, up against Real Ice on this Metera.
There we go. So checking out how we ended up getting here. Our top 4 solidified for CEO 2025. Heading back up to the winners finals. Up next, like we mentioned before, this is the Paragon team kill. But I mean, the team kill in winners finals, that's like the best you can ask for, right? So Zane versus BEPaw, we're gonna be seeing a little bit. And then after that, we got BSG versus Real Ice.
This is going to be interesting because, of course, you know, Paragon just somehow has a full force in Granblue Fantasy Versus.
Yeah.
You know, obviously Koji Coco not here and Aaron DeMac not here, but 2 other competitors that are like a strong pedigree and performance. We did see Rewind as well for Mortal Kombat in top 8. So Paragon, forced to be reckoned with here, and you're about to see why as these two go head to head. With a little different flair. I'm really curious to see how BEPaw navigates this matchup. Again, very methodical player, but the way that we see Zane kind of escape some of these really nasty scenarios from characters like Ferry.
Ooh, look at that.
That's good. Yo. Matching shirts. Did you guys plan this? Not at all. Not planned.
Oh, for real? I was about to be like, oh, Mimi told you to pull up with the black tee.
Interesting.
At 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, they sent the @everyone ping in the Discord.
If you don't wear the shirt, we're going to have problems.
We're going to get you at Paragon staff. There we go. But like you said, a force to be reckoned with, but forced to battle your brother here in the winners finals. Only one of them can get that guaranteed spot in the winner's side grand finals. So close to securing that spot, but I mean, hey, as we get our buttons checked and everything is all good, it's going to be interesting, right? I'm sure these two play a ton, being on the same team, training partners in their own right. It's going to be Ferry versus the Grimnir. So I'm thinking of what ways do we have as far as Ferry bringing Grimnir back down to earth. We have Updog, kind of a committal anti-air, but covers a lot of space, especially horizontally. We have 2-1-4U, right? The ultimate hula hoop to try and just bring you into that vacuum plus flame situation. Of course, a lot of ways for Zane to get around that as well.
Yeah, and again, we do have like that 2H coming from Ferry as well, which is always going to be that solid tool because of the reach it has. But yeah, I mean, the navigation to avoid it, right? We've seen these box stashes really kind of toss out like some of these anti-air attempts. I've seen that alt hula hoop kind of come out there and just go off to the wayside because Zane doesn't come down. It's a full bait that we're going for to Z dash right back down to challenge. We'll see if that really, like, if you have the patience, just kind of wait things out, then you're going to be pretty golden. And especially if you sit in that sweet spot between the first and second, or excuse me, between the first set of seals and the second set of seals.
Exactly,
Right in that little corner position. It's a great spot to be, especially when I go for neutral jump air to air, which Ferry has great normals for that. And even GG setups can be really annoying. You just toss up GG, and that stops the approach even.
Exactly. You guys already know it's a button check. I see Avatar Belial, I see Metera. Nah. Surely not. But of course, we got to set that OST before we get on into the thick of things.
Zane's just trying to keep hope alive. Zane's just the showman, you know?
Say, ooh, you guys love Avatar Belial so bad. I remember he was playing this character for quite some time. He's got some experience on him.
5 more gifted subs, and we'll put on Avatar Belial.
Yeah, we got the sub goals.
Yeah, I got a sub to Zane FGC.
It's true. I don't think BEPaw streams, right?
BEPaw sometimes streams.
Occasionally.
Very rare.
Okay.
Very rare.
I see, I see. Not trying to put out the scrolls too much.
I've been getting on BEPaw about that. It's been years.
Yeah, put the
BEPaw,
content
why
down.
don't you stream?
Yeah, right? We got all the VODs of Kasa Usagi, you know, tearing it up very recently as well. But of course, you know, there's some replay channel kind of footage of BEPaw, but we'd like to see the perspective from the Ferry himself.
Who could say that's actually BEPaw, you know?
It's true, yeah.
Yes. As they get a little warmed up here. You know, fun fact for those in the crowd. I'm sure you've heard this one before.
Okay.
Zane, Sonic speedrunner.
You've definitely mentioned this to me, but I feel like every time you tell me, I like forget. And I'm
It's
like,
insane. I've seen Zane put in work.
he likes that fast gameplay, right? That's why he played Dragon Ball FighterZ. That's why he plays Grimnir, just working in the sky with the seals. Like, you know, you cannot contain this guy for any, you know, long amount of time.
I witnessed Zane at an event speedrunning Sonic Generations. Like, look how
Really?
easy it is to bust this game. I said, what? Like,
He's like rolling around at the speed of sound. It's like,
And
don't you have a top 8 to be at?
broke the sound barrier even. Just completely shattered it.
So I don't know, man. I got a little bored. You know, I got some downtime. I don't need to study my opponent. I got to study the game.
Busted out the Steam Deck for us. Like, why aren't you going to, like, practice your game? Don't worry about it. I have one more speed run in me.
That's, you know, the Steam Deck has made so many silly situations of us all. We were at FGC Coliseum just this past weekend. I saw Diaphone netting it up. But enough about Net Impact. Enough about Sonic. We're heading into our winners finals. The Paragon team kill. It's Zane versus BEPaw.
I don't want to look. I got to look.
Avert my eyes. Once again, we got the red versus blue. I appreciate you guys. Sometimes I get tripped up with the color palettes.
Grimnir might act
Not the characters, just the color palettes.
Am I colorblind?
Can you see green?
I sure hope so. I don't see any on the screen right now, but
All right.
go get that checked out later as we let these intros rock.
I've learned from Apothecary Diaries, if you can't see red, you're not of royal blood.
Okay, okay. I'm not trying to taste any poison right now, though. Maybe after the top 8.
I don't think that's a spoiler. I hope that's not a spoiler. I'm sorry if it was. I feel like it's nonsensical enough that it wasn't. Here we go.
Game number 1 here, BEPaw. Just retreating to try and get a GG set.
GG, and again, just that threat in the mid-screen. Z-dash does get blocked.
Nice low profiling on the 2U as well. It's a big whiff, but I mean, didn't get caught by the air dash. Big whiff on the throw as well. Just trying to send something out here with the L whip. Ooh, but the ultimate version this time in case we go for another fireball.
All right, BC out.
Ooh. Yeah, I like the LGG. Not only does it set up here for blocking, also catches out the attempted jump from Zane, so now eating so much. Oh, combo limit means that's 50 meter down the drain.
That is really unfortunate here. Not able to even get a refund. A big swing and a miss.
Yep. You saw the guard button. It's like you said, standing right in between the seals to make the TK dash just a little bit less rewarding. Now we send it with the H fireball.
There it is. I'm going to stay far away. You have to make the approach. Oh, what a back dash.
All right, ultimate whip, micro dash GG, and caught out with the 2U, just barely still within detonation range. A raw jump L would have been the kill, but Zane just barely able to evade.
Just sends it. As soon as you emerge from the tornado, a whip is waiting for you.
Yeah. And notice in that first round, this is the first set we're seeing from Zane where he's sending out the H fireball forward because we've already shown the ultimate whip as this tool to spend 50 meter and go past what seems like an unmesswithable way of setting out the seals. BEPaw advancing rapidly across the screen.
I run up and I DP.
Ooh, clean confirm into the GG detonation as well. Full charge M whip.
GG situation, time to guess again. Good roll.
Escape, yeah, there we go. No refund on block here with the ultimate fireball.
Extra hang, time to get the Gale dash, but we're back where we started. Wait a minute.
Oh my.
Too soon, the cross jump M.
Double dash, the 5U, the flip to escape. We're evening up the health now.
Oh my goodness, that's a lot of seals. Extended combo.
Combo limit doesn't even start ticking up until we leave the ground, so start it off with that Raging Strike. Zane with another SBA to bring that health right back. Or that BP, rather.
Oh, wait a minute.
Wait.
We're dead.
What?
Oh, we're not, but you used the animation. You should have been dead.
Oh, I was a believer, and then I lost faith. Still a couple more HP left in BEPaw.
Oh, no, not like this. I'm sorry, Zane, I'm sorry.
See, now we're in
I'm
chip damage
sorry.
territory.
Ferry, I'm sorry. Oh, we got it. We're good. We're good.
With the spin through, tie up the rounds.
Oh, I retract my apologies. I knew it was going to work that way all along.
Intentional, calculated even.
We need to build up the drama.
It's true. Suspend your disbelief with us for a second. I like the 2M to try and hit under the tornado, or at least try and trade.
Tossed. Another leap into throw, corner position.
Does he actually say Yahoo when he throws you?
I would too if I could jump that high.
That's one step removed from a yippee, I gotta say, but Zane yippee in the chair right now. We got the clean confirm into the SBA for game number 1.
Man, well fought here to return the favor.
Bro, we got to the camera and all of a sudden he was already like halfway into that bottle. I mean, this ending screen is so crazy, bro. You can't beat Zane when he's having fun.
But everybody out here having fun. Y'all are having fun watching this top 8, right? Yeah, they're having fun.
Okay.
I'm having fun. Jatsu's having fun.
Yep, having a
BEPaw does not look like they're having fun right now.
All right, back to the character select screen. Probably not going to see the swap over to the Metera, not to the Galleon, but sometimes you just need a second to reconsider the game plan.
Right.
Give yourself a deep breath.
It is very much the MO of BEPaw to take a little breather. The Metera is going to be the pick potentially, and we are locked in.
Me when I'm a liar?
Hey,
I guess the button check was just making sure that we were all good on that end for muscle memory as well. Game number 2, it's the swap over to Metera for BEPaw.
I mean, again, as you said at the top of this, these players have fought many times before, not only just in brackets, but in practice.
Yep.
BEPaw not one to make this decision lightly.
Yeah, so the swap over. Let's see. Lots of arrows to put out on the screen here. I'm guessing feeling a lot more comfortable just challenging with these fireballs instead.
I mean, look how much you're putting on the screen. You're denying a lot of screen presence from Zane. No opportunity to set up that threat of a butterfly explosion. Just got it.
Oh, you got anti-aired by the baited brave counter. No. Help. Oh,
Right back at you. Right back at you.
God is good. God is righteous. He rewards those who wait. He rewards those who use ultimate butterfly.
Jeez, what is happening? Looking messy here.
Destroying on the 5Ls. This is a scramble and a half. Ooh, spot onto the great fall. That's tricky, right? It's so active for so long, so you really got to time it.
Or tornado. We do get out of dodge here. No opportunity to use the seal. You covered it with the shot.
Yep. All right, ultimate fireball, but sniped through the heart.
You're too late.
You're too slow. I shouldn't say that to a Sonic speedrunner.
I was going to say you give love a bad name. That's the next line, Jatsu.
I'm sorry.
Remember your 80s rock.
I only listen to J-pop these days. We'll pop it on through. We got the roll into 2L. Little Psycho Crusher for the corner, but BEPaw still matching out with the 2M. Ooh, okay, trying to go for the diagonal arrow with the fadeaway, but just a little bit too far. I like the spacing from Zane.
Off the wall. Nice little pickup here with the course correction.
Ooh, damn, the pickup off of the EX seal set too. Give me a refund, set the H fireball.
I dare you to move.
Yeah. I'm just spending one diamond to try and escape that situation. And the pickup off the butterfly, but the Zephyr dropped.
Okay, still cleaned it up, and honestly, I do like that Zane knew exactly how to deal with that butterfly, just a slight mistiming on it.
Yeah, right idea, just slightly off in the execution, but all right, still one run away.
All right, you know what?
A YOLO slide. Haven't CharChar'd in a minute here. We had CharChar earlier on, the BEPaw sliding on through to try and find a hit, but no butterfly for a full confirm. We're just locking Zane down.
Fall shuts it down here. Another alt butterfly setup.
That's a lot of respect from the ultimate butterfly, so gets away with 1, 2 6XLs, but not trying to be too greedy on the mash.
Slide into the DMs, does get that cross up. Nice throw.
Woo! Whoopee! All right, jump on through. We got the ultimate butterfly. Double jump to try and air stall, but still caught right back down with the ultimate fireball. No throw bait here.
BC out. Nice dash L interrupt here. Supposed to be the back special, not coming out for BEPaw.
Yeah. An attempt to low arrow, now putting you at this low HP situation. This super drains the last BP, so we'll see you next game. No cinematic required, Zero.
Someone opened Kingdom Hearts on me, like, good lord.
Across the sky.
The flash.
Something akin to wind magic gives thee the power of flight.
He has such a long wind quote, man.
Thou wouldst dance again.
I think Grimnir and Lil Wayne both have the longest win quotes.
I think
Pretty
so.
sure.
Ooh. Maybe trying to catch out a jump for the round start, but just caught up off the run through on that great fall.
All right, 5L. BC away, nice. Got that uppercut here.
Yeah, first time we've seen that UDP from BEPaw, really just trying to hold on to the screen space.
All right, deep run. After the seal set, you have a little bit of time to continue to make that approach. And quite the shot.
Yeah, straight hit off of that 2H. There you go, keep you at bay. Stop the ultimate fireball as well. There's a lot of meter down here for Zane. BEPaw, such a big health advantage. Again, really good on the spot dodges with the great fall. You have to be pretty precise on that timing.
Nice knockdown. Watch that butterfly. Still going to be a lingering threat for a little bit longer.
Yep. Oh, but the mash out. Close L does the job for BEPaw.
Hey, Star. How about seconds?
Yo.
I blush. I'm an honest man. Oh, but that dishonest slide caught in its tracks with the EX fireball. Walking back, not trying to get caught out by these air dashes. Ooh, get a jump block on the TK air dash. I wonder if that's a better situation for BEPaw. Already was standing on that second seal.
Oh.
Safe jumping off of the Zephyr. No commit to the jump in here, so now we get the ultimate butterfly set. Oh, still doesn't trigger though.
Trying to get the roll through and already interrupted with the explosion. Nice finish here. BEPaw finally putting a point on the board with this Metera and fully committed though for the rest of the way.
There we go. A clean kill confirmed. I really thought that first great fall was going to trigger the butterfly, but it just happened to be a single inch away. And Zane maybe not ready for the scramble, but it's okay. Still got 2 more games to try and find the W over BEPaw. This is a good start.
Taking that moment to breathe here as things get a little serious now.
I'm locking back in. Game number 4. Okay, just going for the high arrow this time.
Another rainfall, missing the spot dodge, tries to get the drill, but quite the interrupt.
Yeah, I like the idea from Zane. Knew that we were past the great fall, so looking for a 6XL check, but that initial fire of that great fall ends up detonating the butterfly, but doesn't matter as BEPaw ties up the health lead.
Nice 2L.
Yep. There we go, get a little pirouette in there. Ultimate seal, off-screen 50-50, and we're just not gonna hold it. Spend the 50 to UDP.
Oh my goodness.
All right,
Lost out. Let's get that corner position one more time. The alt tornado blasting off again. Match point.
Yeah. Zane being a little bit more proactive, I think, in a lot of these ultimate fireballs. BEPaw was just doing such a good job of sniping out the startup before, so just trying to take first advantage.
Ooh, 5L interrupt.
Up. Run up, 6XL. Okay, the jump back JL. We see a lot of that against Grimnir. Not so much in this top 8, but just as a safe way of trying to check the air dashes. Oh, speaking of the air dash.
Just get a little bit of that lift off here. Seal set up once again. Spends all for the aerial special.
Yep.
Does not make the air, but still has an extra seal to approach and challenge BEPaw once again with a throw.
Yeah. All right, one more touch between you and this loser's side. But a misfire on the low arrow. No full confirm off of that air dash, but still, the 2L does the job for a 3-1. Zane moving on to winner's side of Grand Finals.
Once again, solidifying themselves in the same position that they were at in Combo Breaker.
Yes.
But this time, points on the line. Giving a little pep talk for that one, too, at least.
Do you think he's frustrated at some of the mistakes that he made in the middle of the set, or do you think he's hyping himself up?
I'm probably frustrated for the mistakes. I mean, I've seen that type of coaching before. I've done that to myself, too, in some of my own sessions. I mean, some folks can be pretty tough on themselves. I mean, you're always going to be your strongest critic.
Right?
Yeah,
exactly.
But it is, something you have to keep in mind because those small mistakes can really cost you in a matchup that close, especially with a player as methodical as BEPaw. Those minor mistakes become leaps and bounds far worse in the hands of that type of player.
Exactly.
All right, so before we move on here, I want to take another gander at this bracket. Just for a quick reminder, of course, on losers semis, we still have BSG up against Real Ice in the background. That'll be our next set in just a bit here. But losers finals, BEPaw still sitting there, guaranteed at the very least top 3 positioning. And same for Zane, first or second, guaranteed here up in grand finals. So this is definitely a pretty close race in terms of points, and Vaseraga getting ever closer to a very high position here. But we can't quite rush into losers semis here. Before you leave, we want to let you know about some of the folks out here that have supported CEO. Don't go away. More Granblue Fantasy versus Ryazo coming at you right after this.
What's good, what's poppin', gamers? Welcome back to some more Granblue Top 8 action here at CEO 2025. We have narrowed down our top 8 to our final 3 competitors. Zero, how are you feeling as we head into our final few sets of the evening?
I need a refresher. I'm feeling good. But crowd, how are you feeling about this top 4?
Okay.
I'd say we're doing pretty gosh darn good out here, Jade-Su.
I've never seen Zero flex like that, bro. You could be a Saurus cosplayer for all I know.
Hey, I'm just excited for some top 8 here. That's all. That's all. I'm just really... Anyways, let's take a look at this bracket here before we get into it. BSG up against Real Ice.
Yes.
It's going to be coming up next here, but BEPaw in the background. We got a little additional lore. Little stakes.
Now, what did he tell us during the break?
BEPaw just let us know that they've been teaching some Real Ice some Granblue.
Oh,
Real Ice takes the dub. Oh, boy.
Student versus teacher type beat.
Zane is in the background. Of course, just a little course correction on the lore. Zane was saying, let's not screw this up again. Let's not let this slip through our grasp to be back in the same position that we were in at Combo Breaker. I don't blame you.
Yeah.
I don't blame you. We're that much closer to victory. I would love to see Zane get an early victory at Arc World Tour, but there's still plenty of competition here because, look, BSG and Real Ice are here in this loser semifinals match, and they're about to get locked in, and I know that BSG is very hungry to achieve victory here. Honestly, pretty long overdue to take one. If we've been watching this path from this year alone, from Texas Showdown, even from Arc World Tour, even at Combo Breaker, still long overdue for this victory. And it has been a long time coming, especially in the latter half of 2024.
Yeah. Now, look, man, I'm a Zeta fan myself, as I'm sure a lot of you guys know, but, you know, after the set that I watched, I was like, BSG, you showed me that top 8 qualifier against Elsa. You got to lock in for this one. Vira sending his regards as well. He was like, BSG, you got it.
Yes.
You can do it, but you got to believe in yourself. He's like, all right, you're right. But against Real Ice, again, being brought back into the game by BEPaw, relearning all of the things that we got to do on Miss Potential Woman herself. I mean, over here in this top 3, this losers semis, fighting for your tournament life, for the opportunity to fight BEPaw in that losers finals. We're going to lock in one more time.
It's insane. Old guard versus new guard. I couldn't ask for it any other way. But it all comes down to this. Who believes in victory more between BSG and Real Ice? Yeah, I gotta get that warm-up in here, and we already are set up, locked in, ready to go. I'm anxious to see who kicks it off in the opening gambit.
Yeah, it's a little society infighting going on right now. The Vaseraga versus the Zeta. Protector of Justice versus that Crimson Bomber jacket. No time to play, but you got time to spar. You got time to fight for your life here in the loser's side.
Let's make this quick. Well, let me tell you, one counter hit away, it's going to be real quick.
Yeah. This is the character that kills you. There we go, especially off of a jump in JM. We've been seeing a lot of beam coming out from Real Ice, which, you know, I would not call Zeta Fireball one of the best in the game, but it's really good at just checking your opponent on trying to advance, maybe looking for an early spot dodge. But as I'm saying that, we find a clean Arvis pickup, put BSG in the corner, and even up that life total.
Right, nice throw in the corner. Real Ice in complete control right now. I don't think we can, there.
Ooh, okay.
But first off, we've not gotten to use the Soul Force that we charged so early on.
Yeah.
Until now.
There we go, and now we refresh off of the 5U. Bold to send the laser even when we had that armor up. I was scared we were gonna see a tackle. Instead it's up RH.
Watch it, there's a charge, spot dodge, no BC.
Okay, yeah, spot dodge in the ultimate beam. You're not gonna get free plus frames off of me.
Oh, challenge for the 2L. Good call out from BSG, very brave.
Yeah, trying to go for the deep dash, call out a fuzzy match, but instead BSG just hovering that 5L. That's round number 1.
That's the victory button right there.
Again, round start laser. I mean, that's what got us knocked down round start in the first place, but still gonna send it. I wonder if EX Spear might have reached there, but either way, the 5U explodes with the Soul Forge here for BSG.
There we go, EX shoulder tackle for the corner.
Yep. Ooh,
50%, good lord.
more scoop. Run up you Instinction. Okay, nothing baited out off the slowdown though. But no pickup, 2M, Spear. Uphill battle for Real Ice if I've ever seen one. Oh! Goodbye forever. Oh, okay, not close enough for the wall bounce.
Yeah, we're already armored up. What did you expect?
Yep.
Scythe in the stone to finish the job. Meh, another day.
He's like, all right, you know, I did my best.
That's fine.
Perhaps a little bit less round start beam. All right, there we go. Just playing it a little bit slower this time, but gave BSG the initiative off of that EX Fireball.
That's a deep beam right there. Let's connect at the very least. Nice thrust.
There we go. EX Spear, clean throw tech. Bet it all on the stop.
Nice jump back. Oh, with the JU though?
Oh, I think we wanted to go for ultimate spear, but instead we just misinput that JU. That would have been a big punish to give us over to the corner. But now we're fighting out of this West Coast wall. 100 meter for Realize, but how are we going to leverage it to escape?
Oh, Lord.
Okay, send it with the U instinct. Are you mad? You madman.
All right. Hey.
Oh, but the drop of the JM.
I'm one touch away from death. I ain't got nothing to lose.
Life is life and death is death. That Scythe is eternal as BSG puts another round on the board.
Okay, let's see if we get the beam at the round start once again.
Yeah. No, just chilling. Down back. We've learned our lesson.
Full respect.
Walk it up. Run with the 2L. Ooh. Oh, okay. We have the cancel. Catches out the leap.
Nice 2H.
There we go. Pick him up with the close M. Side swap. Cheeky little spear follow up there from Real Ice, but nothing for. Oh. All right, you got me.
There's so much.
All right, you got me.
That's the thing is that we're watching and waiting now. Waiting for BSG to make a move, and we're falling for each one. Hold on. No, you got scooped 3 times. You said, I'm going to parry on the 4th.
That's the brain destroyer, man. Northern Lions saw this one 8 years ago. It's 2-0 for BSG, looking for one more game to put on the board here and secure that loser's final spot.
And I don't blame you. Throws usually come in 3s, but man, BSG said, prove me wrong.
You saw that one clip of Pilch getting scooped 3 times by Ladiva and pulls that combo breaker? This is like that, but with more steps. No one wants to be put on a t-shirt with the Twitter clip, but then you go to layer 2 Twitter clipping with the 66H. You got the booty bump from Vaseraga, and you're like, wait a minute. Help me, bro.
All right, back to Zeta.
Yeah.
After going to character select here, I don't suspect that Realize would swap to another character here. Just wants a moment to breathe through it.
Yep.
This
All
is
right.
it.
But where do we want to fight our potential final battle? Let's cool things down a little bit. Snows of Albion as we head into game number 3.
Vaseraga.
Oh my goodness. If BSG wins this, this is our run back. No.
It's the run back of
It
the
is the run
AW2
back.
LCQ, yeah.
Believe in victory.
I wanted
He
to
has a
see
slightly
which-
different Vaseraga than he did back then. But
Okay. JM is the start, armored up.
ooh, yeah, I like the delay on the M beam. It's scary, right? Especially when you have that Soul Forge already stocked up, but sometimes you gotta look for that hard knockdown off the M beam counter hit.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, first time we've seen 6H or 668 here from Zeta.
Yeah. The
Or a walk.
Not going to take any steps further.
Ooh.
Nice 2L. Coming out on top is Realize.
Yeah, I like the check. The parry with the counter hit confirmed. Waited out here. We got that ultimate instinction to look for the Soul Forge. But again, the multi-hit in the 2U. Haven't seen that from Realize, but I love that as an answer. All right.
Oh, jeez.
Yep.
Double extension here off the wall. Hit the combo limit. That's empty. Oh, no.
Empty low. We had time to jump in, but I think Realize already committed to that delay button. Ooh. Ah! Behind the back, clean pickup. We still have one more Raging Strike, but it's so scaled up of all those JUs. The JL as well, but Raging Strike does the job.
You know what? I dig it. That was sick. We stay airborne. We're not going to get caught on the opposite side. That JU really came in the clutch for you.
Yeah, I like the recognition. A lot of times you're going for JH for a little extra damage, but JM to make sure we auto-correct with the side swap. Now BSG, trying to put one more round on the board here. Put yourself on set point. Ooh, okay, spaced out off the L follow-up.
Big jump in. We are too close to be throwing beams.
Yep. U Instinction pickup, got that link, only spent 25 for it.
And Soul Forge once again. I mean, I dare you to throw a beam at me.
Yep.
There it is, spot dodge though. Look at this, just chopping away.
There's a lot of chip damage as we go. Swept out here, but still gonna mash out with the 2L. No belief in the spear though.
Okay.
Oh,
Put yourself back in the corner though. Look how quick we covered that ground. BSG gonna take it. Like there was no hesitation. Like you thrust back, you thought you had a little bit of breathing room.
Yeah.
But BSG just pressed the issue, said, I gained this ground. This is my space.
yeah, I was surprised that we went for 2 spears forward, but then I realized we didn't have 50 for the ultimate fireball on BSG's side, right? So not the worst thing in the world. Ooh, a little too early on the throw, maybe, so BSG with the full mash out.
There's that far M again.
Okay.
Distinction too far. Nice delay on the beam this time.
Yeah. Projectile war here, not the 2 characters you would think to participate in it, but we still got Soul Forge rapidly running down for BSG.
There it is.
Ooh.
Challenges on the recovery of the Soul Forge. Good pickup.
There we go. Just barely far enough away from the wall to get the JUU, but I think we want it to go down right. It's all good. Still a decent knockdown here for Realize.
Uh-oh.
Ooh.
tossed.
Yeah, more than decent low check here for BSG. Buys yourself some corner carry, especially getting that 5U stock. What?
I didn't
Pull through?
I didn't even see it. What a roll from Real Ice.
He got obstructed. I didn't see it either. I just had to put context goose together. Process of elimination, but we're eliminating the HP again. We're one hit away from BSG and losers finals. Realize you have all the meter in the world. Oh!
One more interaction, just smash it out. I have nothing to lose at this point. JU.
Oh no, but the 2H, maybe just a little bit too early on that JH to pick up, but it's all good. No more BP left for BSG. The run-up, ultimate command grab, seals the deal as BSG moves on to losers finals with a 3-0.
That was like 3-4 extra steps into a command grab. Are you kidding me, bro?
That's what I'm saying, man.
3-4 extra steps, and then you did command grab?
Doing too much.
Okay. Okay, you could have just ran up and just command grabbed me. You know, I wouldn't be able to react. I'm just saying.
You want to put the fear of God into him sometimes. I understand.
No dash L, like, you know, you could have. I don't know, man.
No dash L, no sauce, no condiments, no bev on the side.
Wow.
Come on, bro. But it's all smiles from these gamers here. Once again, let's give it up for Real Ice. A stellar third place performance, but we're heading on into that losers finals side up against BEPaw. Now BSG, like we mentioned earlier, this is going to be the run back from ARC World Tour finals this past year in that LCQ. But we have a little bit of a different Vaseraga going into things. Ferry still in a pretty solid spot. Metera as well, another pick that's available for BEPaw. So we'll see what we end up rocking with as we head into this loser side.
I'm a nervous wreck. I don't know if y'all can tell. I'm an absolute nervous wreck about this set.
Yeah.
I guarantee there's a lot of feelings coming up into this top 8 here, into this match alone. And we'll see if maybe the same history can be repeated or the message can be delivered from BSG headed to BEPaw, trying to advance to that grand finals here. Deny the Paragon finish.
Exactly. Realize with that 4th place finish, now we're fighting it out with our top 3. Let's see. Couple more sets here at the end of our Granblue top 8. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying the action. Just a couple more sets left. We might see the Paragon team kill run back in the grand finals unless BSG has anything to say about it.
What do we run on this one? Is it back to Metera? Do we play the Ferry?
No, we're definitely warmed up on the Metera.
Right.
But what's feeling better as far as versus this new Vaseraga?
I know, right? Like, what do we do here? It's a different age.
Yeah.
Do we stick to the same game plan? Will the same game plan work? Because unless, I bet you, I guarantee BSG studied this tape.
Is it the BEPaw or the butterfly? The sponge or the bob? Like, I don't know what we're rocking with here, but of course we got to make sure the buttons are all good before we make that final decision. Or at least first decision, right? It's first to 3. We have a little bit of time to try out one of them, see if it's working, and then think to ourselves, all right, do we want to try and swap over, see how that goes, and then at least have one more game with your final choice?
Definitely BEPaw pulling up with all the confidence in the world, of course. You know, feeling very comfortable right now.
Yeah.
Has been having a strong year in Granblue Fantasy versus Rising, but also the same can be said for BSG. That confidence has been increasing after every tournament since last year, and rightfully so. And that was before this current iteration of Vaseraga, working really hard, beating bracket demons throughout last year, and now just on the cusp of achieving victory for the first time here, and we'll see if that becomes possible.
Yep. He's really making sure that Raging Chain button works.
There's a lot of rage involved in this set.
Mini strikes. All right. The buttons are all good. Let's get these headphones on. I'm staring at what that player 1 is hovered over. I'm wondering if we move it over to the Ferry. I'm wondering if we stick on the Metera.
Chat and crowd, I need to see where you're at. Where you at on BEPaw right now? Who's got BEPaw?
Okay.
Okay, we got some folks on BEPaw, but I know BSG has a cheering section, so let me hear it. BSG crowd, where y'all at? Golly, that entourage is right next to us.
Yeah, they are directly behind us. So we can hear them loud and clear here as we head once again into our losers finals. Let's choose a spot for our penultimate duel. Looks like we're starting it off with Ferry versus Vaseraga.
Vaseraga.
Oh man, I'm so scared for the opening gambit, but this is the fight that I'm looking forward to in this top 8 right now. There's a lot on the line here in terms of points, pride, and personal growth since Arc World Tour 2024.
Exactly. A lot running on the line on the back of this run back as we let these intros rock. Be some explosive action between these two gamers. Once again, the red versus blue down here in the loser's side.
Roll is the opening start, not a terrible call, right? Because those far normals, usually followed up on the 5S. Nice up dog.
Okay. Empty cancel on the stance, just looking for the EX low. Yeah, but still just swinging on through with the far L ultimate hula hoop, the throw bait.
Got the dive kick there.
Yep.
Beautiful counter hit to connect here with that full conversion.
I've had the Soul Forge up for a while, but how are we going to use it to bust out of the corner? Exactly like that. Single stomp into the scoop.
And we waited. What a play here from BSG. Coast to coast we go.
Masterful gambit, sir. Ooh, still not enough to kill. Still the BP to keep you alive, but that's the sight swing for round number 1.
Oh, man. And it looked like it was going to be BEPaw's side of things here to take victory for that first round, but how the tables turn so quickly with the behemoth that is Vaseraga.
Yep. All right, round start. We're looking for the 2M. A little bit of chip damage on BSG, but you've got quite a bit of armor to try and swing through. Ooh. Caught with the second stomp here. I wonder what we're looking for from BEPaw.
Nice spot dodge to throw. Ooh. How many 5L? 5L and a jump L?
Yep. Back though, just trying to put the frame chop on the mind there. Maybe we can open up a little bit more respect for some high-low next time.
Oh, what a call out on the BC with the spot dodge.
But I call it on the throw bait. We saw that earlier. BSG taking to the skies.
All right, backing off here.
Ooh, whiffing the 5U. I wonder if that's what we were looking for from BEPaw. A little bit too far, and off of that whiff, BSG walks you back down.
5L to get a little breathing room away from Vaseraga. You are a single swing away from it, and yes, it will succeed thanks to the Soul Forge.
Had that armor on through, and maybe the vacuum even ended up bringing that hitbox right where BSG wanted. Game number 1.
My heart is racing. I'm not even in the ring. I'm just like, yo.
I'm vicariously panicked for both of these gamers. All right, again, just looking for those jump forward JMs, which were doing a lot of work against, the Zeta laser earlier. But I think the spacing from BEPaw a little bit more aware.
All right, at least the GG is in the background here to keep BSG locked down.
Got a little bit of extra space off the respect on that delay. GG detonate, but again, the delay on the shoulder shackle, that full charge ends up baiting out the spot dodge.
And this is the thing, you're denying that GG resource, you're denying the space control from BEPaw, which earns you this substantial life lead.
Get it out.
You got to do something, BEPaw. What are you going to do as Vaseraga stares you down?
2M spot dodge really doesn't get you too much. The backdash. Okay, big chillin'. Still on the follow-up.
Nice ult instinction there.
Oh, a little bit too far, so we go for the throw bait, the booty bump into the command grab. BSG with a roundup.
That was the shortest jump height I've ever seen Vaseraga do.
That's what I'm saying, man. He went like an inch off the ground and went straight back down.
Oh no, side swap, the close heavy not going to work out.
Yeah. Okay, double close heavy here. Close out link. Now we're looking for the GG set. The M version trying to catch you with that BEPaw as well, but BSG threading the needle only to get caught by that lasso right after.
It's all right though, still making the jump in.
There we go, air unblockable 6-6 finds the pickup off of the GG detonate as well. We ponder our orb. Maybe one more touch, but we have no meter to make this hurt. Ultimate tackle reaches that high?
Yes, it does. Look at the elbow. All right, we're walking you down. Guard crush. Oh, good patience from BSG, but no anti-air, no air-to-air whatsoever. We just let the cross happen.
Gonna stop into the grab, but just so far away. BSG barely any HP to his name and tried to scramble on GG, but stopped with the far L.
I think maybe even caught those pre-jump frames there as we tried to avoid that GG, that 5L. Well placed by BEPaw. Okay. Second with the 5L. Full screen distance once again, forcing BSG to try to do something about it. And Soul Forge is a great call.
Yeah, great call in the spacing as well, right? We were just barely on the edge of that GG detonation where BEPaw thought that BSG wouldn't have an opportunity to get that Soul Forge up. There we go, side swap, BSG, the onus is on you to escape.
Very good backdash, but the Instinction calls out the GG setup, and it's every time we see GG come out, BSG is active, whether it be tackle, Instinction. We do have this corner combo.
Pull up. I set up my Soul Forge one more time. One more throw is lethal, looking for the whip and the reset, but BEPaw, nothing baited.
Oh. Okay. If memory serves, it started as a 2-0 before, right?
Yeah.
Then turned into a sweep right after. We're not out of this yet, but if history repeats itself one more time, and the exact same scenario is happening again, folks. The exact same situation at Arc World Tour LCQ Finals.
Metera.
And we can even see the nerves on BSG's side as well. It's kind of the same thing we brought up with Zane. We made it into that Winners Finals Grands, but we don't want to lose that opportunity. BSG so close to getting this run back from that Arc World Tour LCQ, but he can't give up now. Has to stay in for one more game up against this Metera in game number 3. All right, rolling the 5H is a great start. Finds the close out start.
Oops. I mean, the alternate timeline is starting to begin.
God, finds the hit on the deep dash. U Instinction too.
One possibility, one reality.
All right, how do we escape this one? Find the link off the arrow, U arrow.
Okay, nice call out here. Butterfly still make the approach. Not enough to stop BSG. The 5L certainly is.
Really good destroy just to try and stop the approach, but once you have that armor up, it gets a lot less useful.
Rainfall here, get you crushed with the butterfly.
Chilling with the Rainforest Cafe with all the butterflies on the screen. The great fall, the spot dodge.
Oh no, another one. Alt butterfly here. Oh my goodness, the jump back.
Finds the spot, or the side swap rather, over the neutral jump.
All right, let's keep guard crushing here. The very least, chipping away. Look, BEPaw in chip territory. We just need one swing. I can't. You are
Low.
insane.
You're instigated! Ah! But went into the low arrow. Haven't been able to kill with the Raging Chain. Barely any HP left for PSG.
Hey, the special away, the chip damage. We forced BEPaw to block. That guarantees the Instinction to finish the job.
Oh my God, PSG on set point, 1 round away from the run back.
I think the only thing that could have saved BEPaw was a BC, right? Like Brave counter
Maybe, yeah.
would have been the only thing, but we just didn't believe.
All right, finds the slide from downtown.
Scoped. There it is. Got the DP to at least get out of the corner. Butterfly setup. We're sitting right on top of it.
Oh, back that
Instinction.
Here we go. Not able to get the detonation in time. Now BSG cashing out on 50%. One more touch could be enough, and you have to battle this Soul Forge armor. BEPaw stuck between a rock and a hard place, but the butterfly trying to find you an escape. But the ultimate tackle finishes the job. BSG finds the run back to secure his spot in loser's side Grand Finals.
Unfortunate here to mistime the shot, but it seemed like it was too little too late at that point. The damage had already been done, but man, quite a show from BEPaw. Let's still hear it for BEPaw, folks.
So we're not going to get the run back here of Zane versus BEPaw, but we are going to see BSG rise above the ranks, coming in from the loser side at the top of this top 8, if I'm not mistaken, right? So this run through that lower half, finally making it to Zane, but has to take it twice before Zane is able to find 3 wins in a row.
Yeah, I mean, this is a pretty historic occasion here for both players, right? BSG long overdue, as I was saying, for that championship finish.
Yep.
And then also Zane looking to see an early finish for Arc World Tour qualification to, at the very least, get that championship locked and secure. Granted, not an instant qualifier, but you're pretty well settled in if you win this one.
Puts you pretty high on those leaderboard rankings, right? Like you said, not guaranteed, but to get such an early advantage pretty early on into the year. Still so many events, especially as we head later and later on into the summer, but
Yes.
you want to get that dub. You want to get that crown early on and have yourself be a little bit less stressed heading into these future tournaments. But we have one more set in our future Grand Finals. Once again, Zane coming in from that winner's side, and BSG fighting to stay alive.
Yes, the strategy being here, right? Because we know historically Zane has traveled outside the country, has gone to Europe for a few of the Arc World Tour qualifying events. One of the few North American players, or at least US-based players, to do that. So this does help solidify a guaranteed spot and deny some points for other players on the US side of things. But still, this is going to be an excellent finish for BSG, no matter which position. Obviously, we want the ideal winning position, and that is going to be added for one of the few selection of points that you do get guaranteed to add to your final score of qualification in this Grand Final set. It is CEO 2025, otherwise known as CEO 15, here at the Shingle Creek Resort in Orlando. And I want to hear it for this one final set, folks. Let's make some noise for some Granblue Fantasy versus Rising. We're not in the set yet, but I still want to hear it.
You guys are hyped to see this final finish. They're hyped about the button check. That means they're going to be even more excited when we finally get into the action. But what I'm wondering here is BSG has been in this loser's side hot seat since losers quarterfinals, right? We had a little break for winners finals, but has otherwise been chilling on that player 2 side. So after getting that run back against BEPaw, I wonder if we're running a little bit out of steam or if that ends up giving us that loser side momentum that we bring up so often. But on Zane's side, he is not scot-free from pressure. He was so close to that combo breaker win. He even brought it up to us during the break as well. He's so close, coming in from the winner's side and just needs one set to take it home. But that pressure of trying to make up for that previous performance might weigh on you more heavy than you might think.
Yes, indeed. Always the bridesmaid, these two, but never the bride. And maybe this is the time that change. It's going to change for one of them here tonight. Grimnir, Vaseraga. Don't you do it. You're a goofball. You're a goofball.
Don't smile at me with that pick. Go back to the Grimnir.
Look at that face. You see how diabolical Zane is?
Someone who has fun can never win against someone playing Vaseraga. Go back to the Grimnir.
Zane doesn't know, but I got a snapshot of Zane's face on the walk-in. Boy, I'm sending it over. That's a new emo for Zane.
It's so good, man. This guy's got some very choice expressions. But there we go. The fist bump seals your fate. We're choosing the Ox for that final set. Let's make some noise here for Grand Finals!
I wouldn't be mad if you guys started chanting for your favorite player. I wouldn't be mad at all. In fact, I would encourage it.
You know, the Zane fans in the crowd are thinking, how do we cheer for our monosyllabic champion? Do we just say Zane, Zane, Zane? Or?
Zane's insane. Zane's insane.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, we take from our platform fighter friends. Find inspiration anywhere you can find it as we let those intros rock. Wait, they swapped it back to Japanese, I just realized. Nakako, he hit me like a truck.
What the hey, dude?
Hey, come on, bro.
I gotta conjure up some lines myself.
That's what I'm saying.
This
War God versus Society Zone. Zane versus BSG started off strong with the fireball.
Absolutely, already has that corner position tossed up. Seals. Ooh. Good stand block here coming from BSG. Already got scooped up to get out of this corner.
Yep. Stomp on through. We find it with the EX slice. Okay, decent trade. We got the 5U and you trade that for the positioning of the Seals.
Uh-oh. Oh my goodness, the damage output here. Already has done the Soul Forge. Took a couple steps back.
Yep. Standing on business with the Seal, trying to make it so you have to commit to a 5U to get tricky with the air dash, but no, it's just jump forward.
Watching here, deep run up there. Oh my goodness. You know the ult command grab is always going to be imminent there for BSG.
Yep. Okay, I like the use of the Seal just to try and retreat and get some space. They already have Soul Forge, but you also have a way to knock Zane out of the skies. Chip is a factor, but Far M doesn't.
All right, good turn of the tide here to start things off for BSG.
Ooh, okay, round start fireball, catches the approach from Zane. Lumps into the tornado though, so that's air unblockable.
All right, at least staying grounded here so we get a little extended combo.
Yep. The double dash, set the ultimate seals. It's not about the damage, it's about the mix. The off-screen low. It's all about the mix, baby. All about the mix, all about that throw bait. That puts you in this corner. We got a raging strike to slow things down, but SBA should do the job.
His beautiful answer back to get into that corner position here with that mix. That invisible low, as it were.
Yep.
Could have been high. You never know.
Schrodinger's mix. It's not until you get hit that you know what side it was on.
Oh no. Savage Rampage.
Right. Stand on seal, full charge on the tackle.
I ain't moving either.
Yep. Stand your ground. Ooh.
Oh, does get the block. Blocks the BC as well.
Yep. All right, a BC in turn, a couple diamonds apiece, and that dash puts you back up to the full screen. Again, these swipes coming out from BSG post-up are checking these air dashes. Oh, a little too far for the JM off that fadeaway.
Oh my goodness. I can't believe the light ender still came out.
But we still gotta pick up off it too. That's slightly above the ground. BSG, master of the skies here as we take game one.
Absolutely unfortunate trade for Zane right there. The tornado was on top of Vaseraga, and still the light came out the ender of the Savage Rampage and struck down Zane.
Well, round start 6XL into whip anti-air when Zane does it. It's finesse. We pull up with a pirouette.
Run up throw. Watch it here. Just about to get 50%. We just get out of dodge. I didn't want to be threatened by that.
Assumption of all the seals. I'm not trying to get back throw incidented.
There it is. Tornado. Deep cross up. Good lord.
Yep, still got one more seal. Already ended up airborne off the 5U. Oh. Locked you down with the hitbox of the seal summon and just dashed on you. Round up for Zane.
Battle 2.
Strong way to kick this off here in game 2. Immediate fireball clash. Oh, that's too deep an air dash right there.
Yeah. Oh, but tried to go for a reset into the throw there. Maybe I messed up on the follow-up. Either way.
Nice back dash. And a raging chain just to convert this.
Yep. Spot dodge on the fireball.
That's a beautiful spot to keep going for Instinction there, but unfortunately, opted for shoulder tackle. Still gonna get blown up for it.
Ooh. Scythe in the stone. Poked out with the 2M. More raging chain. Oh! Maybe he didn't believe in the combo limit, just wanted to secure 5U where he had it, but we're down a diamond. But we're not out of options. Send it with the stomp. That 2M does it.
Battle 3.
This is third round here. Either BSG just takes the lead or Zane just ties it all up. BC away. All right, eats right through some of that armor approach.
Yeah, the multi-hit on this tornado is so crucial, right? Just stopping BSG's approach in so many ways. The Psycho Crusher finds a counter hit.
Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. You left a small window of opportunity there, and Blue Sky Guy smelled it a mile away.
Just busts on through the Defenestrator himself. Pull up with a side swing.
Oh, no. Single step into throw. Those
Run
seals
out.
aren't going to save you. I'm standing right on top of it. You have to get through me first, and we do succeed.
There we go. Finally feeling the fear here. That YOLO spot dodge. Oh, doesn't quite catch with the U Instinction, but does catch with the air dash straight off the ground. Zane still has so much more to work with as far as combo limit goes. Little safe jump action. Didn't even have a reversal available.
Okay. We do eat right through that tornado.
Right behind me, nothing personnel. The train of the fireballs with the Psycho Crusher. One more blue flash to tie things up.
At the very least, that fireball trade negated the hurt boxes on top of it there, allowing for an approach on either side, really. And Zane was quicker on the draw to take advantage of it. Coolest guy I've ever met.
He is somehow even more expressive in the Japanese dub, which is a high bar.
Believe in victory. Battle
Right,
1.
game number 3, tied up on a piece here.
Jeez, tornado round start. 2H, you thought you could JM.
I was actually surprised that reach, but the extended hurt box right of the JM is what we caught. Normally, the horizontal range of that 2H leaves a lot to be desired, but perfect for what Zane was looking for there.
All right, 1 seal, 2 seal, 3, 4.
JL plus frames finds a throw. 2 more is lethal.
Oh, no. Got that forward special coming from BSG, the Ultimate Edition.
Yeah.
Dash H to get a little bit of pickup.
Yeah, these tackles ending up being, armored anti-airs. We saw that in the Ferry JL earlier, and now we're seeing it on some of these air dashes too. Swinging at the skies as BSG tries to find his way into Zane's space, only to get air dashed over.
Oh, no. Right into the clutches of BSG.
Lead pickup gives us another Soul Forge. The HP is running low though.
Oh, no way. No way. No way. That was arm. That was.
The super to shoot through. You still stayed alive! But the 2L on the mash out. If the super doesn't do the job, the little leggy will. Woo.
Battle 2.
Nice little victory there for Zane. Very fortunate. I think we were betting on the fact that the Soul Forge would run out by the time we activated super, and it just was not there.
Exactly. There we go. Set up the meaty H fireball. Not quite at the spacing for it to be such a threat in the corner, but still ended up meeting the throw bait, or the BC bait, once again works out for Zane.
I could lift off.
Feel set. I'm guessing high. Ooh.
You got the reads, Jade-Su. How long have you been playing Zane?
It's the first time I've been right this entire top 8. Zane now up 2-1.
One step closer. One step remains to achieve victory, to achieve that championship, to make right what happened at Combo Breaker.
Yep. But the closer you get, the higher the nerves reach. Just trying to shake the anxiety out of the veins. You can see it on both of these players' faces, potentially one game away from ending the tournament. PSG digging deep on this one.
And we're back into it here. Took a moment to breathe. A lot on the line. But still, certainly not a disappointing performance whatsoever, no matter how this ends on either side.
We're seeing a lot of these bold jump forward EX seals, right? You know, if you're looking for it, it's a 2H, but who's ready to react, right? Normally you're just waiting to hold that JL.
All right, there it is. Corner extension, nice lift off with the instinction to follow up.
Yep. Walk it back again, the anti-air scythe. PSG just controlling this airspace.
All right, one breakpoint remains. Side swap. The trade in your favor. Too far for the raging chain.
All right, big drop coming out here from BSG. No diamonds to your name, but such a big health advantage. You don't build up SBA off of this next hit, but
there it is.
You hold, the better you get the chance. BSG takes the round.
Superb patience from BSG, recognizing the situation, waiting to strike with that ult command grab when there was no choice but to land on the ground for Zane.
Yep. Ooh, the jump over again. These round start up forwards into JM just keep getting BSG such good advantages on the round start.
Right, nice stagger with the 5L. Ooh, side swap. Ooh, denies your forward approach here with that tornado.
Getting active frame
is low. Lift off here. We're trying to make up for lost ground here.
Yep. Okay, just waiting for the throw bait and then BCing out. Good choice from BSG to buy yourself a little bit of room. You had 3 diamonds, might as well.
Oh, nice.
Up.
All right, we're so close here on the precipice of victory for at least a round. Goes to the heavens above. The throw bait works. Nice lift off with the raging chain.
Go tournament point for Zane. I like the idea. One of the first times we've let that 2H rock, but Zane going into 5U air dash just to keep stalling right above that anti-air attempt.
BC immediately.
Yeah.
Oh, good chase down.
For the air, the close end pickup.
Walked up and another throw bait here. Resets for another one.
Let's go JU, just going for the JH this time. No air stall with the seal setup, but standing right on top of the H fireball, that extended hitbox.
All right, complete control right now from Zane. Ooh, falling apart for BSG.
Go, the super strips the brave point, but I think with the Vaseraga HP, you just barely live.
Oh yeah, we gotta send it here and now.
Yep.
Wait a minute. Oh my goodness, Zane achieves what was possible at Combo Breaker and succeeds here today at CEO, your champion for Granblue Fantasy versus Rising, Paragon Zane.
The relief washing over his face. As soon as he won that winners finals, he was not happy, he was stressed. He was knowing that he had the onus on him to break that curse, but now, finally, the smile breaks through the clouds. That Mudkip makes its appearance on cam as Zane, like you said, representing Paragon as your champion of today's CEO 2025.
Yes, indeed, achieving it here today, making right what happened at CB, and that is so much joy on the side of Zane. All right.
There we go. Up in 7th place, the Metera gamer himself, pulling up for his first top 8. Give it up for Sharkz.
Yes, indeed, and also tied up in 7th place. Let's make some noise for Paid Actor.
And coming up in 5th, the wild, the reckless, the aggressive Vira himself, it's CharCharRealSmooth.
And then, of course, also in 5th place, don't worry, I'm not screwing this one up, it's Ryazo!
Some respect. That 3rd medal, by the way. Check out the drip. There we go. Coming up in fourth, a personal favorite of mine, the Zeta gamer himself. It's Real Ice.
You know what it is. Mid-best out here for Paragon. BEPaw in third place.
And you see him comfy and cozy, rocking the poncho and the cowboy hat. A strong second place finish. Give it up for Blue Sky Guy.
And then, of course, finally crossing the threshold of championship of this ARC World Tour season, has been making it through thick and thin with this Grimnir, putting the character on the map. Let's hear it for Paragon's Zane, your champion of CEO 2025.
Bringing up the Mudkip. I don't know, you're running out of hands. You gotta hold that CEO belt high and proud. There we go. That championship belt, well deserved. But everybody, give it up one more time for your Granblue top 8 here at CEO 2025. Whew. What a stellar performance from all of these gamers. I know I had a damn good time. Zero, what about you?
Look, I had a stellar time. It's great to be at this event. It's great to see all these competitors out here. It's great that all of you hung out with us throughout this entire bracket. If you're even curious about Granblue Fantasy versus Rising, there is a free edition that has a rotating cast of characters, and generally it's followed up by the champion characters that follow through. So you can expect to play these top 3 characters potentially in a rotation very soon. And it's also backed up with that regular and deluxe edition, which comes with the full season 1 cast and so much forward to look, so many more characters to look forward to. But that does it here for us at CEO 15 Jitsu. It's been a real pleasure hanging out with you. And of course, till next time, everybody, stay happy, stay healthy, and later days.
See ya.